Yeah, and I don't like it when people come into the room and they say, "Oh, I'm going to disprove atheism," and then they start with, "Okay, if God rapes and kills a baby," and they go into this theoretical evidence. You're like, if that's where you got to go to get any light on the subject at all, you've lost the topic.
All right.
Hey.
I need people do me a sound check on the YouTube stream if you would, please.
You can't
Wait,
make
are we live live?
We are live now.
Live.
Ooh. Oh my, I am in trouble.
Yeah, so watch your fucking mouth.
Oh, damn
Ooh.
Where'd you go?
Wasn't planning on being live, so this is fun. Now the chat can pick my brain about stuff. They so desire.
So I'm showing everything green here, so.
I welcome only people who want to give me amazing compliments about my pretty goat hat.
I mean,
It's
it makes me smile.
I am going to have to step away for a minute.
Oh no.
I'll be able to listen in, but I will be muted.
damn. Getting up like 1 minute after the cat sits down feels like an illegal move.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
He hadn't sat down yet. He's actually just rubbing his face.
Ah,
up on the
true.
computer right
Technicality.
Love me, Mom.
now. He wants something. It's more than attention at this point. I'm not quite sure what his deal is, but
My little dude is
I'm
snooze.
sorry, I'm reading that debate, and what he just said about you, Vic, is like, oh my god, what a dill hole. Oh my god.
Which one is this?
The one who just refused to come up. Vic is a biased moderator because who overlooks direct insults when it's directed towards me and God. I never directed any insults towards him, only called.
Wait,
said
hold up. Wasn't
things that God
wasn't
did.
like that God is a rapist kind of the assertion? Anyway.
No, that was my assertion.
Well, that's what I'm
Because-
saying. That's it's your assertion. How is that like? I don't know. Maybe I'm.
He's just straight offended that I am saying that God
Yeah.
condones rape. And he is
I
so
mean-
offended by that he refuses to engage, and is also saying that Vic is biased for not condemning me calling God a rapist.
I mean, that's just trivial. Commanding it is condoning it.
I wish I could make this shit up, but yeah, just whine about me saying things in your book are in your book.
Yeah, it'd be like I hear like if I ask my family about it, and maybe it's just like because that's how Southern Baptists like work around it. But if I ask my family about it, the answer I tend to get is like, the God that is like in the New Testament just has fundamentally different rules for things. And you know, I don't think that that's coming from anywhere like that's like justified. But you know, they have something to say other than just no, he doesn't.
Yeah, it's one thing to. I mean, I still don't like the apologetics, but it at least, you know, let's acknowledge that it's there.
Yeah,
Just
well, I don't,
not-
you know,
it's there
I don't
is
buy it
completely
either.
dishonest.
and I don't really like that they're just, you know, coming up with things that are not, you know, because when you're just coming up with stuff, well, you can do that all day long with infinitely many different explanations for things, right?
Right.
But it still feels better than just fucking lying. You know, and saying, yeah, this thing that's in the book is not actually there. Don't believe your eyes.
Yeah.
does he expect me to moderate every time someone insults someone? I'm not a
Some people expect that. They do. they think
on our server.
any insult is unjustified. And sorry, thanks for the check, Dave.
What other fictional characters should we not insult? I just want to be sure.
Right, like, can I talk shit about Roland the Garage Goblin? I don't like Closet Goblin because my garage is the one that really needs cleanup.
I was really looking forward to giving you guys my thesis on why Scott Summers is the worst fucking person.
Oh, dude.
Trouble there?
I am sitting in with bells on or something. I don't know. I'm gonna mix metaphors all goddamn day.
I've actually softened my stance since I actually loved his portrayal in X-Men 97, but in almost every other context, just the worst fucking person.
Right. I mean, like, you want to go down to the comics, and he basically
talking about-
becomes
you're
a second
Cyclops.
Magneto.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cyclops. He basically takes over for
I
Magneto
didn't
and
know where that
becomes
conversation came from.
The mutant archetype of how far men will go to not go to therapy.
Dude.
and like and he's involved in so many love triangles. First you had Madeline Pryor, and then you had well, first you had Wolverine, then Madeline Pryor, and then Wolverine actually they end up as a throuple with him and Jean Grey. Like, that's a new thing. Yeah, well, yeah. In the comics, Wolverine, Cyclops, and Jean Grey are a throuple now. They
I like that.
put
I mean,
aside
what?
their well, she is capable of loving two people on more than one. They have to be okay with that.
I've known a couple thruples like that. Honestly, active redhead.
It's
Trying to
fucking. Oh, that's so great.
Hi, I'm Okay, back. yeah, I have to get up. I'll be back in a little bit. So sorry, Miss Non Sequitur. I'll be right back.
Welcome back.
Hey guys, just as I can.
She just said, "I'm
Taking
back,"
that
and then I'm
personally.
leaving again.
Just so you guys know, I will rarely say that I'm leaving. You'll just notice that I'm not here anymore.
Yeah, I do the same. Like,
I don't know why.
I'll say it in text. It's just like, oh yeah, I left.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
that's okay. Then-
I don't want to interrupt, you know?
I was
Well,
at the,
I felt so awkward interrupting, but I'm like, I am about to hack all over this computer. I need to get out of my seat now. So, I didn't want to be rude by not saying anything and just disappearing. So
well, it's not rude.
next time
we're,
I'll just leave.
we're just streaming. It's
We're not
it's
being rude.
Yeah, I was at,
We are relating our anxiety out about being heard when we leave the room, is what it is.
So a couple of weeks ago, I was at a family function, and a big house. Everyone's over. We're all, staying in different rooms and all this stuff. And so we're all playing video. We watched the Canucks game or something like that, and then we started playing video games. And then I set up the karaoke for everyone to do, and we had, snacks going and popcorn going. And about 11 o'clock at night, somebody says, "Where's Dave?" Dave's been in bed for an hour.
I spent so many years doing the party till dawn thing, and I do not regret it, even a little bit, except for maybe the back pain. But I'm really glad to kind of have a sleep cycle now, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. That's the other thing is I get up pretty early. The days when I'm not doing anything, I'm usually the first one up in the house, no matter what's going on. So
It takes effort for me to wake up after 8. Usually it's much before.
I don't think I've woke up after 8. I think the latest I woke up was probably 7:30 in the last year and a half. Oh, there might have been a day when I was sick, and I was, up all night coughing and whatever, and slept in.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I usually start to wake up around 10:45 to 8, and then right around 8, my alarm clock comes running in and jumping on top of me.
There's only excuse me. There's only 2 ways I actually make morning show since I'm on the West Coast. I either stayed up all night or I got enough sleep and woke up on time. like there is no middle ground on that.
Oh, I'm on the East Coast. It's perfect for me. 9 to 11. I mean, that is perfect for me. Like, I watch the morning show while the kid watches some tablet, and that's her tablet time for the day. And then we have lunch and quiet time, and then we play all afternoon. And I mean, it works into my schedule very nicely.
Well, I give you permission to ring me up, and if I don't answer, then just let me sleep.
You got it. Happy to do it.
So on a normal day when I have to go into the hall, and remember I work 7 days a week, but not all 7, right? I never know if I'm going to work Tuesday to Saturday or what the schedule is. So I wake up every day, and my alarm is set for 5:23 a.m. and I'm on the West Coast, and I usually wake up at somewhere between 4:50 and 5:18 before my alarm goes off, because I've been getting up on that routine for a long time. For 5.5 years now. So yeah, if you go into the video in the morning, usually you see me coming in and saying like, hi, good morning to the damn show at about 1:45. It's because I'm already up, I'm on my machine, I'm checking my email, I'm getting ready for work, I'm putting my lunch together, and then I usually leave at 10 after 6 and listen in the truck. I just plug my phone in and it Bluetooths into the truck. I listen on the way to the hall, and today I made it back here before the show. Like, I got bingoed for work today and made it back here before the show ended, so. But it's a lot of early on the West Coast.
Oh, damn it. I was trying to post the link on my Facebook to, spread more attention to the thing, and then I deleted the link. Don't do that.
Oh, you got lady.
See, I gotta skip Tuesday and Thursday now that the semester started, because my professor starts talking as soon as Chris does, right at 8 for me.
Oh, cool. Now my 500 and something followers on Facebook will maybe see this tomorrow.
I'm really
Gotta
excited.
spread the word.
I'm really pretty excited about what Chris is doing, and kind of joining in with Durante and other creators and stuff, and trying to like get out there. I'm really excited about that for him, and I mean, the show and us and everybody. I think that's neat, and that's what I want to be a part of. I want to be a part of doing things that might actually make some kind of difference, because I need to do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear.
Yeah.
It's cool to see him reaching out into other parts of the community. It's been kind of funny to watch how it's grown, because he'll like announce it, oh, we're at this many subscribers, or we're doing this, we're doing that, and it's been kind of interesting because sometimes it'll catch me off guard, because it seems like the people who watch live has not grown like a whole lot. So like I see like the chat, the numbers in the chat are about the same, and then I go and you see the number in the subscribers, and it's just it has grown, and it's cool to see.
Oh yeah.
And the chat is still more or less a lot of the same people too. So I know what you mean, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, there's like a kind of a core community, even if some of the same detractors keep showing up too.
I don't know.
But
They love Chris
They're
more than we
addicted
do,
to
I
it.
think.
They want to be atheists. think
they
we're
want
cool.
they're just atheists in the womb, right?
They can't
Yeah.
get enough of the wiggle stick is the thing.
We will very, very warmly welcome them into their deconstruction eventually.
Well, I don't think that the people that are coming in are necessarily bad for the analytics. And Chris, I mean, primarily
Oh no, I think they're
show
good.
is, yeah, primarily his show is entertainment. It's, atheist overtones with some of the stuff he talks about and the videos and commercials he loops and that sort of thing. But a lot of the show is communicating with the chat, which is the number one way to acquire retention. And when he spreads that across other platforms with other people who have similar shows, he's going to mathematically grow. That's just the nature of the beast. There's a lot of people out there who've been working on their content and got to the same level or higher than he has. It takes years to build a brand, but within the community, if any one of us started up a channel tomorrow and did a daily stream, by the end of the week, you'd have 5 times the subscribers and 5 times the viewers, just by the nature of the community and people who want to participate or get a notification or see something on Blue Sky or X or Facebook or wherever you're getting your social media content for. The community is very supportive of itself within the community.
Yeah. Which is another reason why I love this community so much.
Yeah, you folks are all right.
Not that there isn't enough infighting. There's enough of that too.
In any
love
community
interacting
of
with
this
the
many
chat.
people in any operation, you're going to have people who have crossed wires. Like my first experience with the atheist experience was terrible, and it put me out of the community for nearly a year. Yeah.
Yeah, I learned long ago in the kink, the in-person kink community, how adults in a sort of closed social system don't behave any different much than teenagers in a closed social system. So
I don't see fault with that.
Yeah, Vic yells at me all the time
Maybe-
in the background chat, the mod chat. She yells at me all the time.
That's your kink, right, Scotty?
Yeah, I kind of like it.
well, I mean, by the way, last night when Vic's not here, so like, oh no, you're back.
And she's still muted.
She said she'd be muted, but she could still hear us.
Oh, okay. So then I'll say it. Vic asked to talk to Game Master, and I literally texted Sapper. I said, "Uh-oh, the principal called Game Master to the office, and she sounds mad."
Oh goodness.
Sorry, Vic. I love you. I love you so much.
I do have something of a topic to bring up and ask y'all in the spirit of building community and stuff. Chris has asked me to do some videos. He wants me to create some of my own content and have me post it on his network. And I've been trying to come up with a segment name. Like, what do I want to call my segments? I haven't even he's given me a little bit of an idea of what he's expecting from me. Wants me to try and put my teaching credentials and experience in the classroom to work. So that's kind of the direction I'm going with it. But no, I kind of thought I'd ask you guys, what should I call my segments? I'm kind of looking for some brain juices myself here.
It would prompt.
So
Oh,
what
sorry,
do you
go ahead.
want your? What are you gonna focus on?
Yeah, that was my question.
I just had the
So-
best idea.
One of the
Okay,
things
like
I
you were.
oh,
Hold on. I've got to
Okay.
say though,
go ahead.
you're an English teacher, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you could have like a weekly, not like every time you post, but a weekly vocabulary section.
Well, he wants me to do something weekly. That is what he asked. He wants me to produce weekly videos.
Well, yeah, but you're gonna have more on your own channel and just
Sure.
do, yeah. And so I don't know. I think doing like a defining terms thing, especially since you know so much about language, I think
Mhm.
I think that would be an awesome part. Obviously, suggestions are just that. Ignore it if you want. I won't mind. I promise.
I mean, I know I could definitely. I've done plenty of lesson plans on like rhetoric and fallacies and those kinds of things. I was also thinking just maybe just going through kind of the way Chris does, where he's been doing like his um, going through the different chapters and just kind of doing like a summary while also giving his opinion on it. I was thinking about maybe looking at the Bible as sort of the way a literary analyst and critical analysis of a novel would be, and trying to break it down that way, as you know, examining it through the lens as a piece of fiction that one might do in the classroom for any other book.
I know that when I was at UC, a course that was basically what you just described helped me a lot to understand it and to gain the depth of understanding that I have today. I think that could help a lot of people.
Yeah, you could bring in the tropes that we see throughout all
Yeah.
literature and all
Right.
stories throughout time,
Mm-hmm.
and
Definitely pull in some
Yeah,
Joseph Campbell. There's a lot there. Hero of a Thousand Faces.
Yeah, that's not a common I don't know of any other channel that takes that kind of angle on it. Usually it's like the mind shift, myth vision-ish angle where it's like, let's get really technical and words hard.
yeah, let's analyze
Academic.
this from a
Let's be
logical
all
standpoint.
academic about it, right?
Yeah,
Right.
Like, but analyzing it as a creative work, or in comparison to creative work, or like how those things interact with culture. I mean, the academics sometimes do that, but not really.
Mm-hmm.
Or interact culture now too.
Well, like
Um,
exactly, and for example, to piggyback off of that, you know, when we were doing when we were studying a novel in English class, right, there would be additional supplemental lessons that we would go about context of the period in history, what was going on when it was written, what was the target audience of the author, these kinds of things, right?
well, in some ways you'll be doing a lot deeper dive
Mm-hmm.
if you're wanting to get into all that. Maybe instead of going chapter by chapter, at least maybe at first, I don't know, that could be a project too, but maybe at first you should stick to some of the bigger stories to like pull in interest.
Okay, yeah, right. Well, I mean, come on, Genesis is a good
Well,
first
sure.
to start with.
I mean, that would count.
This is
for
Jerry
sure.
Springer once we get into.
I think Job as a whole complete
Genealogy.
story is another good.
Right. I think
Yeah.
because like even Genesis itself could be broken down into a few different stories in this way.
Yeah, true.
But
you
that
could
might
put
help
subsegments.
pull in interest initially by starting with stories people know and looking at them in your angle.
But just starting with the creation story would be, I mean,
Oh yeah, good
I
start.
I feel like that just, if this is the route I want to take, that just feels like the right place to start.
Yeah, no, that would be a good start.
And as much as I might want to talk about the science, that's not the angle. The angle is as a literary analysis.
Yeah.
I like that. I
And
still think
will the viewers
the
know you
vocab
as
there-
Sapper or something?
I was considering going by my real name, since I also plan to post these on my own channel. But then again, also on my own channel, I go as Renegade Sapper, but then I also have another channel that actually is my real name, which is where I was going to post these because I feel like my Renegade Sapper one is the one that I just like to go in and observe other people with.
Yeah, I
and-
just didn't know if, like, for
Something
naming
clever, though.
purposes, you were going to be known as Sapper, or it sounded like earlier you were saying your name was Dave.
Mhm.
I didn't know, like, how
Yeah.
that
You
might
had a clever-
factor into naming.
Well, I did have a clever thing that I thought, and I pitched it at Chris, and he straight up told me he doesn't want me for my military experience. He wants me for my educator experience. So
Yeah, fair
Remind
enough.
me what it was. I'm blanking on what it was. It was clever, though.
I was gonna call myself the
Oh, right.
atheist in the foxhole.
Oh, I did
Oh,
like
that-
that.
I think there already
So I
is
do
one.
see where he's coming from.
That is good, but it's like, if that's not the focus of the discussions that you're having, it might be it
Yeah.
might feel
Yeah.
disjointed.
Right, it's distracting. Oh
No, I can definitely see that, but I thought that was quite clever. Actually,
thought-
I enjoyed
It is
that.
clever.
I thought it was clever shit, but when I pitched it at Chris, he said that he doesn't. That his response was, "I don't want you for your military experience."
Well, hey,
I
if you
want
really
for
like
your
those
educator
discussions, maybe
experience."
make it a personal project, right?
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean that could be a whole different channel too.
Channel. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a different segment on my channel.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, so now that we have an idea of the direction, which I really like this, where examining these biblical stories from a literary lens, and so like what kind of what would be a good name for these segments? I am looking for some juice flowing suggestions there. If you got them.
While everyone's brain is grinding away, the one thing I was going to say earlier is you should probably get in touch with somebody like Justin, who's doing a very literal interpretation of the Bible. When somebody says, oh, well, let's look at this, and he says, no, the actual word used in the original text was this. And it means either this or this, depending on context. And talk to somebody like him.
That would be good
what
for
direction
research,
would be most valuable outside of, like, you don't want to replicate what he's doing, you want to do it from this perspective and get some fluid from them. There's a few people out there who do that, and they always want to support people in the community. I'm sure if you send them an email and like obviously Deconstruction Zone has been on I don't know if you got up right early, but at least twice this week they've been in the chat on the morning show stream. So if you're connected to him that way, he's a great person to talk to.
Fantastic. Thank you. That is helpful.
I try to be helpful.
I
Sometimes
appreciate
I'm not.
Who's the Justin person you're talking about?
Deconstruction Zone.
Oh, deconstruction. Okay, yeah.
I caught some of his stream tonight. As always, he can,
He
I
was
don't
on
know.
when
His callers always like spin out, like they spin out wild. It's crazy. It's hilarious. But
yeah, they're straight
it's
off
the
his Discord.
craziest
If
callers.
you go into his Discord, Deconstruction Junction, the the dissertations you see in there are absolutely phenomenal. They'll write their their
okay.
three premises, and their like second premise or first premise will be flawed, and then they'll just keep writing and writing and writing all this stuff underneath, and people are asking like, hey, on premise 2, that doesn't quite work because
Oh, we're past that now. We're past that.
Oh yeah. Well, hang on.
That's
Let
what
me
the
finish.
callers
And
always say.
let me finish, and I'll circle back to that. Yeah, I only have 22 minutes of flowchart to read, and we'll get there. Yeah.
All right. How pretentious do you want to sound? You could be the erudite atheist.
The erudite atheist? Ooh, that does sound pretty freaking pretentious. Not gonna lie. Oh man.
I mean, you could call yourself, if you wanted to keep the kind
Well,
of
I could
military
just call
overtone.
myself Dave. I could still just be Dave, but like a segment name. Like what what am I calling these breakdowns of these
Well,
stories?
That's what I was going to say. If you want to keep
I-
that sort of military idea of your history in it, but keep it in a play on words in the English teacher, you could call it the English major.
Oh, ooh, the English major. And then just kind of like it's still, yeah, a play on both. I like that. And then just kind of like have like a the oak leaf cluster symbol behind the yeah, ooh. Ooh.
But I'm Canadian, so we have a different thing for major.
Yeah, you guys use Marshall, right?
Yeah. Depending on the services, yeah.
See, I actually had to know this shit because, fun fact, I was doing National Training Center. I was working at the National Training Center, and we would have these exchange where different allied military units would come and train with us, learn our training techniques, and then we would go learn some of their training techniques. And I worked with Canadian Army, South Korea, Germans, Australian Army. Just like it was a really cool experience. Just like for what was it? I was on that team for 2 years, just freaking rotating in different countries or getting the opportunity to go TDY to their country. I got to go to Germany and Australia for when I got to be exchanged.
It's pretty common, actually. My brother-in-law served on a NATO passport and I don't want to say too much about locations and stuff, but I've been to the bases and I been on Navy ships. I've been to different activities that they actually let the families of people serving in the U.S. bases. So I got very, very lucky as a Canadian, having a Canadian serving on a U.S. base, to go down there and watch like F-18s do touch and goes, and prowlers, and we saw some really cool stuff on the base.
It is cool.
All right, I like that, the English major.
Or something like that.
It's still. I'm not necessarily making any decisions yet, but like I do, especially since Chris has like freaking final say and script approval of everything I make if it's going to be on his channel. So like it's definitely in the list of like maybes, right? I appreciate it. Thank you.
And you should have a cat. Definitely have a cat.
I
Seems to
do
help
have one. He's just being shy right now.
Okay,
I
I'm
also
sorry.
have snakes
Said that.
when they don't pee on me.
Didactic Dave is pretty good.
Ooh,
You know?
Didactic Dave. That kind of flows off the tongue.
I mean, it does. It does.
But
Yeah.
in the common vernacular,
I mean, I
how
do
many-
like. I like English major. I do, but I love alliteration. It's like my bae.
Are
Just
the
remember
dings of
that most
modifications
of the
audible?
people that hear that or read it aren't going to know what topic you're talking about.
True.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
shit.
what I was apprehensive about it a little bit. I'm like,
Well, that's
Sure,
annoying.
Well,
Because it's
not
kind of
everyone who's
perfect.
going to be listening is. Yeah, the alliteration is wonderful. Don't get me wrong.
But no, you're right about that. Same thing with erudite, really.
Yeah, erudite definitely. Like I feel like didactic is a
Yeah.
little bit less what was it? Pretentious?
Yeah, I think so too, but I think it's equally unlikely to be known by a portion of the people, at least. I don't know. I feel like we're smarter than most people, but still, that
Hey,
doesn't
yo,
mean
quit,
that
No,
we.
hey,
very
quit hating on
intelligent.
me, all right? I'm one of these fucking math and engineering types, and I would actually have to like Google Google some of this stuff if you
Oh my
if I
gosh!
saw
And you
channel
know what?
erudite, I'd be like, hold on, what is that?
If you started talking about anything about math, maybe engineering, I might get some of because my brain does kind of go in that direction. But really, just as soon as numbers start getting in there, my brain turns to literal mush. I can't remember numbers. I can't make sense of them. Anything beyond like the most basic math, I need a calculator or I will never figure it out.
Oh,
So
see, I'm like the opposite.
yeah,
I gotta
well,
like look up words and stuff, but I can do I can do some of the like math and science stuff. Like I'm
and
good
I
with the
used to read the
physics and
dictionary for
math.
fun. So
Yeah, see, I gotta read the dictionary out of necessity.
it's really fun. You know what a really fun game is? If you're with somebody and you have a dictionary and you close your eyes and you open it to a random spot and you put your finger there and one person says out the word and the other person says if they know the definition. I love that game. I used to play it all the time with my dad.
You sound like you'd get along really well with Susie Dent.
I don't
I
know who
w-
that is.
Oh, look her up on Blue Sky. She is a world famous presenter on the BBC, and she is on the show eight out of 10 Cats Does Countdown, and Countdown, the flagship show.
I love
She
8 out
is
of
the-
10 cats. Yes.
Well, that's Susie Dent, the one with the huge dictionary that tells them if there's words or not. But she's even better on social media. But I was going to say earlier, if you call yourself erudite, you're gonna get a bunch of people dialing into the show or tuning in thinking it's part of the Divergent series.
Oh.
Point. All
Yeah.
right, all right.
Well, I mean, I got
So I
one really
still,
good suggestion. I do like the English major. There's
I,
something to go with that. There's something to work with there.
and maybe you could also pull in
And it works for
the,
smooth brains like me.
yeah. What? Oh my gosh, I said yes, like I meant it. That's not what I meant.
I'm not hurt.
You can't be mad when somebody agrees with the joke you make about yourself. You set yourself
No.
up.
I meant that I know what the joke was indicating, and I agreed with that. Not that I think
Yeah, but I thought
never mind.
I thought that was I thought that was like a funny
It
idea.
was funny.
You made a
Probably also
funny.
how red my face is right
I'm
now.
not hurt by it.
Well, like I said, we have the exact opposite type of brains. So I would feel just as stupid around you as I would feel around, I don't know, anybody else because you are smart at the exact thing I'm so dumb at.
I'm a smart man. I'm a
Yeah.
smart boy.
Except Marty.
I'm smart enough to find a goat hat on Etsy, and that's about it. Like,
There you
nothing
go.
special.
You know, if you had
I'm smart enough
waited,
to spend money
if you had
online.
waited until April when my hands were healed, you would not have had to buy more than the yarn for a goat hat.
See, I'm just smart enough to know that you should hire anybody before FedEx when you're buying goat hats online. I hate
Mhm.
FedEx.
It was Etsy. I got it from a person who like knitted it themselves for
No,
me.
no, I know. I'm just, and I'm sure that they deserved your custom. I'm just saying, you're going to be getting more hats when I'm getting
I
back into when I need to strengthen my hands, like after my surgeries. I'm gonna have to make something, and you wear a lot of hats.
I do. I wear a lot of beanies. Yeah, that's gonna be. I wouldn't hate it if I get enough of a following and people just want to mail me beanies, and so that I'll wear them on camera. Like, I'm down for that. Like,
I just know that they're an easy thing to make, and there's something I can make fairly thoughtlessly, and I know somebody I can make them for, because that's one of my drawbacks with crafting. I hate the clutter. Like, I don't want the things I make just hanging around, cluttering up my house. I'll keep one, maybe, but even then, sometimes I just want to make things and then get rid of them. So, especially when I'm just doing, shut up, Aaron, you're talking too much.
Oh, I could listen to you talk for hours.
You're biased. You
That's
like
true.
me.
That is true. I am a fan.
So what do you think tomorrow is going to be like? I feel like Chris might be really manic and fun.
He's been excited for a minute.
Exactly.
No, I
Do
know
we,
this is something he's really wanted to do, and
yeah, do we know if there are 5,000 yet? Have we already has he already met the goal? I keep
Ooh,
saying like I have anything to do with it.
let me check. Let me check the my let me check the subscriptions. I has a phone.
Crazy.
And
Mini
I am
computers.
subbed. I'm not just subbed, I am joined with Chris. I give him money.
Fancy.
He
No,
is
he's very
currently
sweet.
at 4.98K. So goddamn close here, guys. We literally need like 20 more subscribers, right? Or,
Okay,
or
well,
200-ish. I almost mathed that wrong.
Well, I guess it makes sense why there's no subscribers only section for tomorrow. If he's trying to get the 5K during tomorrow.
That makes sense, especially if he's doing, because he's doing the call, the Heathen Hotline, not Sci-Fi Saturday, or is he doing both?
I thought he was doing both.
Yeah, he's still
Man.
doing both.
That's
working hard.
impressive.
Oh, no, he said he was going to do an hour with the
Yeah,
what do they
they're
call it?
both upcoming. Yeah, they're both upcoming for tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think he
He's
said
just
9 to
gonna-
11 on the Sci-Fi, and then I forget the time on the Heathen Hotline.
Though he did say he might start closing down a little earlier on Saturdays so people can get to Hive Side if they want to.
Sure.
Oh, nice. That's very nice.
Yeah, he doesn't need 200 subscribers. He needs 20 subscribers ish, right?
That's what I was, because I could have sworn he said earlier today that he only needed 30, and I'm like,
yeah, he's
I
there.
just asked 3 of my friends to subscribe. So guys, if we all like,
hold on while I just
whoever
make
we
a
can
bunch of
find.
email accounts.
Here we are.
No, don't do that.
No, I'm
Don't
just
do that.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Cheat. These are real people. These are real,
I'm
like,
just
atheist
goofing.
people.
I
Oh, you know what?
can,
Okay.
I can switch to
feel
my
bad.
other account and sub from there. From my real name, the one that has my real name on it, I could sub there. I'll give him another one. Why not? Fuck it.
I have 3,000 names of the people that I work with, and I can set up sock accounts and automatically subscribe them. I don't think that would be very nice.
And then,
Activate the botnet.
I mean, I actually do have 2 different accounts. One for me for real, and one for other shit. So I don't feel like
you should always have multiple accounts, and I don't think anybody who's in this community should be using their real name. I'm pretty sure I've told you guys before, but my Simply Secular account, I have it on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, on Discord, and about, I don't know, 5 months ago, I had a church group go into YouTube and file a claim against me saying that they owned the content and they owned the name. And it was literally a religious group claiming to own the name Simply Secular Canada and Simply Secular Dave.
Oh wow.
What?
Yeah, so
That's
don't put your
stupid.
real name out there. Like, these people have nothing better to do than to F around.
Am I able to? I should
Not
be
all
able
of
to
them,
edit.
but there's
edit
one in
the
every
actual
group, right?
name, right?
You should just make your name. No, that's bad advice. Never mind.
Put a 666 in it, they'll never type it.
If
Eh.
people are
Called my ex-husband. He just subscribed. So he is also an atheist, and he truly will enjoy the content. So it's not cheating.
I have an ex whose father is a Baptist minister, and I'm pretty sure she's not going to subscribe.
How do I?
I actually think
Actually-
both of my ex-husbands probably would, but I don't want to talk together. Well,
Hey, found it.
he's not my favorite person. I asked another
Reasonably
friend too.
I don't have an ex. Spouse. Marital partner. Whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I could ask Evie actually too. She might enjoy it. They might.
Just-
They might. I'm a bad mom. Bad mom award. They probably would also enjoy it. I'll ask. They might not. I mean, they might not subscribe because mom's uncool, and so anything mom likes probably is also, uncool. But they might do it anyway. Uncool, but still mom,
So, I'm back. Sorry, took me a while. I wanted to ask this non sequitur. I couldn't quite hear you because I was having tech issues while also being sick and on my phone, so I couldn't fix them. What did you say that you said? I'm sorry, Vic.
That's an excellent question, my dear.
You can't remember.
nobody
The
knows.
moment has
Hey,
come and
you
gone.
want to know, you go onto YouTube, you watch it back.
I'm
Yeah, roll the
trying and I
tape,
can't find it. That's why I came on, because I can't find it.
It will come back to me eventually, but right now it is a will o' the wisp.
It was about
It's
me.
drifting in the ether.
Oh yes, give me a hint.
Okay. It was about me talking to Game Master at one point.
Oh, right. Oh, I'm so delighted you need me to repeat it because it is fun. All right. So last night, or I think it was just last night.
Yeah, it was last night. Yeah.
Yeah. When Game Master was being Game Master and you asked to speak to him privately, I actually sent a message to Sapper saying, "Ooh, the principal called Game Master into her office and she said, man."
Oh my gosh. No, I definitely
No, I know.
wanted to know where we stand, essentially.
Yeah. No, I know. And I mean, I wasn't talking about like specific stuff. I just, that's what I call you.
I know
I
what
call
you
you
mean.
the principal. Because you're just kind of like that sexy, authoritarian, but kind and friendly. You want to help us, but you're still in charge of us, It's sorry, I got a little too far in my head there. I'll stop.
Tell me you're the boss. Tell me you're the boss
I
again.
didn't know I could be I didn't know I could be seen that way. That's news to me.
Well, you are. I am
I was actually
in utter awe of you.
I was literally So as I was considering whether to be a teacher, um, you know, early in my uh college education, I was thinking, could I ever manage like um, class discipline, which is, when
Mhm.
like you need the kids to sit down and listen. Uh, and I was thinking like, I don't think anyone would take me seriously.
I disagree. We take you
There are a
seriously, don't we?
there are a lot of techniques that you can learn to be taken seriously. That's, in fact, classroom management is one of the courses that you, at least in California, I can't speak for other credential programs, but in California credential program, classroom management is a required course to pass before you even
Mm.
begin your student teaching.
Well,
I
I'll
mean, don't
say
get me
this. My
wrong.
mom was a teacher at a low income school in the same kind of area of the country that I assume Vic is talking about teaching in a similar area to where you live. But my mom she worked in a low income school, and like her main complaint about classroom control, from what I understood, was there was a really low level of investment from the family in the student's education,
Exactly.
and that's what made it super hard to like utilize any techniques in the classroom by itself, because it's like
Yes.
you have people, it's like you would have like a student that was failing because of like a ton of like really stressful circumstances at home, and then like she would describe PSA meetings where she would just like get verbally abused by the parents that were like abusing the child and making the education not work. And she was just like,
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do in that situation.
There are
Exactly.
things you
At least,
can do. At
well,
least
her
I
her
can't speak for her
personally,
region. Yeah.
she wasn't personally empowered to do anything about that.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
gotcha. Yeah, no, I do
Um,
know what you mean there. Yeah.
Now, if there was something like, now, if she was in a position where she was like, oh, I think there's like something illegal going on, yeah, she could like make change.
Yeah,
But as far as
mandatory
just,
reporter.
Mandated
yeah,
reporter. Yeah.
but as far as just like these parents are just like objectively harming this kid's future by like not investing in the education, by spending time and by going and like blaming the teaching staff and the administration, and like it was completely unhelpful, and there's nothing legally you can do about that because it's not a crime.
Yeah, you can't call Child Protective Services on something like, well, the parents just aren't involved with their education. That's not enough.
No.
The only time you can like actually do something about that is when when the student has become truant and they're enrolled in school but they're not attending, and in that case that would require that would need to be reported to the state.
And then
Um,
even then, exceptions are
Yeah.
do tend to be made. That I mean, like a few years ago when I was still in Utah. Um, Long story short, my kid was having some real serious mental health problems, and and so I making them go to school was not high on my list of priorities at the moment. Keeping them alive was more important to me at the time.
Of course.
And, I said that to the school. I explained that, and they trusted me. And well, I'm glad they trusted me because I was honest. I wonder how easily someone else could have excused away as many absences as they had during that time period.
yeah, I can't speak for other states. I will say in my situation, they weren't understanding. They actually started sending truancy notices despite all of the doctor's notes that I kept
Aha.
bringing in. So I was bringing documentation of like when I was in the hospital, when I was like seeing the doctor, like I had an extended long illness.
Yeah.
And despite bringing in all this documentation and like, going out of my way to try and show like I'm genuinely like I cannot attend school, yet I'm doing all of my classwork. Like my grades were still up.
Which is
I
more than I
it,
can say for us. I mean,
right.
I
So like
couldn't get them to go to school. I certainly couldn't get them to sit down and do paperwork.
sure, yeah. Well, and see, like I was just stuck like in a hospital bed. So it's
Right.
like, what else was I gonna do? Is
Different situation.
if I had the mental energy to do it, then like I do
Mm.
it. Um, I couldn't do long stretches at a time, but I had so much time that I could eventually, get to it. And
Well, and
even
that's
then,
part
they
of the
still sent them notice.
well, and that's part of the problem too. Things aren't equally applied. There are some um, school systems that pay no attention, and some that pay too much attention. There are some school systems that will ignore parents they feel like are nice, and others that have more stringent requirements. I mean, I was never required to send in more than one doctor's note. I sent in one psychiatrist note saying that they were having a hard time. And that was all that was required for a good 3 months of extremely spotty attendance.
Mm.
That's really interesting. I wonder, did your school ever have issues, or did your child's school ever have uh, any like controversies with in-school violence or like gang activity or anything like that?
No, actually, it was a school that was well regarded, not top in the county, not top in the state, but uh, solidly upper middle in the
Mhm.
rankings. It was in a solidly middle class neighborhood. Nothing like that. I just feel like they just believed me. And
Mm.
my kid also has an IEP. Their problems are not unknown, which definitely I'm sure, but still, I still kind of wonder if I shouldn't have been required to do more, looking back
Mm.
on it. At the time, I was just
Yeah,
relieved not to have one more thing on my plate. But looking back on it,
sure.
I do wonder if maybe they should have required more of me.
So I could definitely understand like a psychiatrist's note, like, I don't know, like every, um,
Few
so
weeks,
let's
really.
Periodically.
yeah, like if they have like every 2 weeks worth of absences. So like let's say
Sure.
that they're not actively, even if it's like spotty and they show up for some weeks, let's say that they accumulate, you know, 14 missing days, and for those 14 missing days in 1 month, then get a doctor's note
And I
for
could
it.
have made that work. I may have grumbled about it at the time again because, well, one of the reasons they were going through such a hard time was because I was going through a divorce. So,
Yeah, yeah,
but which they also knew, which may have contributed. But at the same time, all of those things could be used by somebody who is not
sure,
as honest as I was being. And that's
sure.
what, looking back on it, makes me uncomfortable.
Well,
Mm.
I think the psychiatrist note gave you some leeway. I will say that, you know, as someone who has access to sort of the behind the scenes, like my dad is an online teacher, and the parents who sign up for online, um, you know, K through 8 usually schools, they tend to be trying to um avoid, you know, more like responsibility, trying to get their kid like to go to school and all that stuff. And it's
Mhm.
they're just trying to find a place to hide. And so those are the types where you just get nothing from them. You don't get any doctor's notes, you don't get any calls, you don't get any messages. They're just
And before
silent.
this time, to be fair, I was extremely involved. They were always in school. There was, a lot of feedback between me and the teachers, which probably also added to their comfort with, but
Sure.
I just
Sure. Yeah.
I just feel like the school system is broken in a lot of ways.
Especially
And
the
some of it's
Texas
too much
public
oversight
school
and some of
system.
it's too little.
I'm quite disappointed with the Texas school system lately. The curriculum standards have not been good so far, and they are making it considerably worse by trying to take away evidence-based education in there with,
Good
teaching
voice.
critical and analytical thinking. So it's been very disappointing.
Let's shift gears here for a minute. Kelly, welcome up.
Yeah, I was about to say hi. I didn't see you come up, Kelly.
You said you moved your office around. I really like that look. It looks really good.
Cool. It's this is I got a new computer, and this is my old computer. I'm still having the other one's online, but I'm having some problems with it. It won't let me sign into Google. It won't let me sign into Discord. It thinks I'm somebody else or something.
Sure.
It keeps saying it's a security breach. But so I've got this one hooked up, the old one hooked up, but the new one is like right next to me, like
Nice.
right here.
Yep.
So
Well,
when I'm doing a show, I'll still be on that same angle I was on.
I like that angle. That angle looks kind of cool.
You look professional.
It does. It looks very, very slick.
I
And-
enjoy
and
any
the,
screen with cool rocks in the background.
Heck yeah.
Right. I was going to say the angle of the shelves actually is very I don't know, it's compelling. It's a compelling angle how it's not just straight behind you, It's kind of fun that way.
Yeah. It's a good look.
I dig it.
Cool. Maybe I'll leave it that way for a couple of shows.
If I can offer some potential advice to your quandary that you're experiencing.
I'm sorry. I'm just messing. I wouldn't do stuff like that unless I liked you. So.
Absolutely. Believe me, I get it constantly. Your new computer is a new device on the system, and I know I operate 4 different systems here, and if I stale date one or change something or put a new system together or do something weird, I have multiple factor authentication enabled on all of my accounts. So it's waiting for you to respond to a message or an email or something to say, yes, this is me trying to get into my account on
I did
a
that.
new piece of hardware.
Well, Kelly, are you using passkey somewhere too?
Yeah.
Passkey is not MFA. It's something else entirely. So.
Yeah. I've used passkey for other stuff.
All right.
For doing like stuff with the ACA. I did get an authentication code to my email address. I put it in, and then they told me I had to wait 48 hours while they were reviewing it, and they would send me an email, and they sent me an email and told me that they reviewed it and they were not authorizing it.
Yeah, they found you sus.
yeah,
I mean, clearly they've watched your show because you do look a little sus.
My goodness.
So I might just keep.
Well, I've always thought that Kelly looks very creepy in all the best ways.
Oh yeah,
I mean, look at all those rocks behind
he's totally
him.
dapper.
Who knows what's in there?
Hey.
That is quite the collection, and it's not all rocks. I love your on-air sign, too.
Yeah,
Cool,
I do like that. I want to get something like that. I was thinking about that, so my kids don't wander
It
in.
lights up.
You think that'll stop it?
No, that's why I have a stick right here too. I have a stick.
That's awesome.
We
stick at him.
Yep, dapper is the
One of
exact
my
word I was
son's
thinking.
friends came and
Yeah,
lived
I
with
was just gonna say major. Well, I don't want to say the second part. The guy
Major
in the
idiot.
chat says you're looking very dapper.
Idiot's one of my favorite words. You idiot.
One of my son's friends moved in with us for a little while, and they used to hang out here at the. I'm in the back of our rock shop right now, and
Oh.
we've got a lot of room here to just mess with. So they used to hang out here and party all the time. They got a band and stuff, and I found that when I was online, they'd be like right outside my door making noise. So I got the on-air sign. So they would know when I was on air, I was actually using it for its actual purpose. I don't really use it anymore though because she's gone and she was the one that was making most of the noise. So
How we doing, guys?
There's a sign just for her.
Hey, Ollie.
hey, Ollie man,
Ollie.
Oh, I'm being denied the ability to stream my camera.
Don't
Darn.
worry, we can fix it.
I feel that, Ollie, man.
Yeah, I got fixed. But that doesn't sound right.
Ah, yay. Thank you. Enjoy
You got
Baldur's Gate.
crucifix.
Baldur's Gate.
I
I'm
hate
okay to
Baldur's
smoke,
Gate. Play
right?
something else.
What?
I said I'm okay to smoke, right? I mean it's legal where I live.
Legal where I live, too.
We're streaming out of Colorado. You're good.
Are we streaming this live on air someplace?
We are.
It's legal where everyone lives. We're all
Right.
users
Yeah.
if we're users, and we don't condone the use
Oh my
of
gosh.
psychoactive substances.
I just found this on
Thank you for the
Discord.
disclaimer,
Hang
JT.
on. Where I live, we are totally 100% good with psychoactive substances.
Yep.
I'm speaking for myself on the last point.
Well, I'm not on camera, and plus I have my prescription anyway, so I don't care.
Getting a real lemony smell.
But I mean, I think I speak for everybody when I say that anyone who is using legally.
Yes.
Of course.
And I speak for myself when I say
Obviously.
the last part.
I just went to my
And
local
just
dispensary
like-
one day.
Just like if you ever see somebody shoplifting food or baby products, no, you didn't.
I didn't get enough in there. I need a little bit more.
Legally.
I think I'm actually incapable of like witnessing someone steal something like that. I'm not sure.
Never seen it.
Maybe it depends on the circumstances. If they load up like a 18-wheeler full of baby food, I'd probably be like,
No.
Nuance.
About 3 years ago, my work really took off for me, and I had a hell of a good year.
Hell yeah.
One day I was in Walmart behind a woman pushing a stroller or had a little, baby bassinet sort of thing. And she was just getting a few things at Walmart. I'm on my way home from work. I'm all dirty from work
right
and,
back.
standing there grabbing a few things. And she starts trying to figure out what she can take out of her basket to be able to afford what she can take home for groceries.
Mm-hmm.
And I just walked up to the machine and swiped my card. And I said, one of these days,
yeah.
you're going to be in a position to help somebody else, and tell them that's on Dave.
And you know what? I have been in the position of that woman, and I have had cause to be thankful.
Yeah.
Mm.
If you
I
can
help when
help
I
someone,
can.
why not help someone, right?
Right. Paid forward.
I hate the fact that we live in a society where that is sometimes necessary. It kind of sucks that we don't live in a society that takes care of the most vulnerable people in it. And I
Yeah.
hate that we are inundated constantly with donate to this and help me with that and crowdfund me with this, and especially in the United States, when you see all these
Yeah.
people crowdfunding for medical, and we talked about medical earlier
I
and
had-
how I'm
yeah, I
on the
had to do
Canadian
that.
system, and it just hurts me that that's going on in the world that we live in, when we have so much going for us, and we could be better at that. We don't need to have a charity for every goddamn thing out there, right? Like,
Yeah.
But it sucks. It's necessary. Yeah.
I just had to ask for help. I felt really bad about it. I was out of work for a month.
Yeah. You know how many people in North America are 2 paychecks away from not living in the home they're in? Like, it's frightening the
Every single
numbers.
person in America, practically. Not every
I
single,
am
like
deeply aware.
every
I'm
single
deeply aware of
person
this.
under the top 5%.
Yeah,
I
it's
am.
like really crazy though when you do the math and you look at like the wealth that exists here, and like what would be possible given that wealth versus the kind of circumstance that we find ourselves in. It's like
Well,
really
one
like when we talk about these big numbers, it's so easy to like lose track of like the proportion of these things, but like the amount of wealth that's just like locked away is just like completely difficult to imagine.
Yeah. One sec, real quick. Major Idiot, welcome.
You?
Thank you for coming at my invitation. I just wanted
Of
to, you
course.
were welcomed properly into the chat.
Always happy to come spread chaos.
Sorry. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead, everybody.
Oh, I'm through with whatever I was saying.
Well, do you want to introduce yourself then, since we're at a pause?
Oh, since I'm here, hi, I'm Major Idiot. You can just call me Major or Idiot. I don't care.
Love it.
I don't know. There's nothing really special about me.
Cool guy. I've chatted with him a few times. Fun guy. Interesting ideas.
I try to
Enjoyed
be.
our conversation so far. So.
I try to be fun.
Oh,
Yay.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear. Did you say your pronouns? Like I didn't.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. I
any work
left those
really.
out.
Any work really.
Okay. All right. 'Cause I know everybody here. I've heard Anarcho be referred to as he him by Scotty, so that's what I picked up. I don't think I know Ollie's pronouns.
You're not missing much.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I'm being a little sarcastic tonight. I don't know.
Ollies are frisbee and golf.
I'm
Not
kind of
sarcasm. I hate that.
I've been kind of bummed out by the political arena that we're
I
in.
hear you guys, you know. I do. I hear you.
I swear,
And
I'm on your
it's-
side. I'm on your side, okay?
And it is he, him. Thank you.
Okay, good.
So I just decided to start fighting back by telling a bunch of inappropriate jokes to make myself feel better.
Okay.
Whatever it takes, man.
Self-care is important.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, my pronouns are whatever, but I will joke that my pronouns are cult fucker. I talk about cults a lot. I like talking about cults.
Okay.
Colts is in the horse, or Colts is in the cigar?
No,
Cults as in the religious organization.
Cults. I was mishearing you.
Oh, I heard colts too, as in like baby horses. And I'm like,
I also.
I definitely heard
Oh.
like Colts as in like Jonestown.
Oh, hey, Sapper.
Oh,
Okay,
good.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
I was
what-
trying to
Oh, you're all
talk, but
gross.
apparently my audio wasn't coming through.
You're
I
all
wanted to
gross.
bust in real quick
What
because
are you full of?
I was just listening to the stream while I was on a bio break, and I heard Major Idiot say, "There's nothing special about me," and I gotta be like, "No, whoa, there is
Yeah.
something special about you.
Oh,
you
no.
have
Yes.
a story to tell." Oh my
True.
God.
Okay.
But
good point,
it,
good
it,
point.
it is, of course, their story to tell as they choose.
And I
Well,
don't want.
I'm
Yeah, I
happy to
definitely
say
don't want to
pushing
hear
back
it
on the
if they
nothing
don't want to.
special about you. That's all.
I know. I'm happy to chat about it.
True,
It's just
true story
that-
though. True story. You are
I
a
wouldn't
very
call that
special guy.
special.
Well,
That's
I
all
think
fucked
you're
up.
neat anyway. Will you accept a neat guy?
I'll
A
accept a
neat
neat.
guy?
Special's just a strong word for me, but yeah, I'll say
A neat fella.
A neat
Well,
fella.
a neat
just-
person, really.
I'm a
in-
neat little
in
I
penguin.
can't
all.
hear your story, and it's an amazing story, and that is why I think you are a special person, not in any
Thank you. That means a lot.
disrespectful way at all.
That means a lot. Thank you.
Listen,
So
Yeah.
But
I'll
no
be back
pressure or
up.
anything.
Y'all are way too kind here. I feel out of place. Y'all are way too kind.
Yo, you looking for haters?
Yeah, I'm the rude one, so if you want me to turn it on, I
Have
can.
I ever been mean on?
Oh no, I was
online?
joking.
I
You're
don't
good.
know.
According to Bub, I am such a rude, horrible person.
Oh
Yeah, I
wow.
kind of
Bub
expected it
is.
more from Sapper than Scotty.
Oh my goodness.
I think
I
Scotty can meet it, but it's typically like Sapper, like then Scotty. Well, no, I think Anarcho might be above Scotty, so it might be Sapper,
Oh man,
Anarcho, Scotty.
Anarchos made people leave servers in tears. I'm
Discord
telling
from
you.
assholes. Did I just hit #1 asshole in the server?
Oh.
I don't know. I think it's more because you're more available than Anarcho. I think if Anarcho was available all the time, you might have some serious competition.
Okay, so I'm only the bigger asshole because of I do it more.
Oh, you should see me on other servers.
Yeah.
Oh god, I'm gonna give y'all some competition real soon.
Oh please,
Oh,
you are
excellent.
welcome.
I'm from the 1-star state. Y'all don't stand a chance. Lone Star State.
I think
Hey.
there's a few of us in here.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just making jokes.
Weirdly, Texans are abundant in this community.
See, I'm one of these diaspora Texans.
So, for reasons that Sapper and Ms. Non Sequitur know, I wouldn't really call myself a true Texan.
You're
Yeah,
you're
I
unique.
I have to claim it.
Unique.
I would call myself unique. I am
Unique
from
is
Zion.
the word. Unique is the word.
Yeah.
The most I can do to try to distance myself is just say, well, I'm with the Tejano community, okay? I'm not like
Well, you know what?
Uh,
They're here now. They're here now with us. And we're the good people.
yeah.
There-
Well, I had to turn
Or
to the
at
internet
least-
because there's no one else here.
At least the clever people.
You know where I live. Oh goodness, my brain is not working today. I am absolutely stoned out of my brain. All right.
What?
Yeah, I
Ew,
understand
that is you naughty,
say-
naughty child.
I know I'm gonna get a disciplinary council soon. Oh no.
I don't know what I should do with you except take a hit and join you in your sin.
Oh, I say, okay, I'm gonna have to
Because
break
what
it to
choice
hot
do I
nuts
have
again.
now?
Dang,
You're bad influence.
I gotta do a whole thing now.
Me too.
Yeah. We all have to join.
Yeah, but it
Major
takes me
idiot.
it takes me a second because I
Are
got the whole apparatus.
Okay, and if any of y'all are uncomfortable calling me an idiot, you can also call me my first name, which is Brigham.
Oh
Well,
no.
I'll call you an idiot
For
anytime you
me,
want.
at
That's no
least,
problem.
that is so much worse.
Idiot's fine.
Idiot is
okay.
better, Brigham.
Okay, with your background, I get that.
Brigham just gives me like brother Brigham, brother Young type vibes.
Well, you're real close.
Yes.
No shit.
Precisely.
Okay.
Very
Oh, God.
precisely.
The stories I can tell.
I do a lot of I like to do SE with the Mormons that go on my campus. My bad. I know
So-
they prefer LDS, but I like to do it with them because I know that
Okay.
I don't like to annoy
they
people.
prefer
I don't like to
LDS
just
for the last like 2 years.
Sure, okay, but what I mean is
grew
like
up
I
as a
like talking
freaking
to
Mormon.
them. I like talking to them and the JWs because like I don't really like to just like pester people like just randomly with my stuff. Being in the part of the country I'm in, but between LDS people and JW, they're always willing to have those conversations.
Okay.
Yep.
Let me know if the torch is too loud.
I'm going to
And
specify
Mormons
here.
will do yard work for you too.
But I want to specify here, for those of you who don't know, I am a former member of the FLDS, not the LDS.
Oh.
What is can
wow,
you explain?
fundamental Latter-day Saints.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Polygamous compound Mormons.
Plot
Yeah, baby.
Yes.
My
We're talking the pray just braid Mormon.
Hell yeah.
The ones who didn't conform with the federal laws because they Utah wanted to be a state, and that was the way it was going to happen.
I mean, if you're gonna, I mean, honestly, if you're gonna, I don't know, man. If you're gonna be like religious, right? Like, doesn't go hard.
So,
No,
a branch of my family, when that law, when that rule of LDS was put into place, because my family's been
Yes,
LDS
Vic, that's me.
forever.
That's my
But
family right there. So.
yeah, a good portion of my family moved to Texas. I mean, not Texas. I mean Mexico.
Oh God.
So they could avoid the
Are you
laws.
sure you're not a LeBaron?
I am 100%. I will
damn,
tell
pick
you my
related
last
Vic,
name
okay.
for you. I will tell you my last name, and you may or may not recognize it, but I think you probably will.
And yes, Vic, those are my family. I think I recognize a couple of those. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
But
Whoa.
yeah, so the guy in the picture, Warren Jeffs, that's my uncle actually.
Whoa.
Oh, I am so sorry.
Yeah, I am too.
I mean, like, I hope you didn't feel
No, I guess
like
it's kind of
goaded
inevitable.
into telling your story, but I'm
No,
so
it's fine.
glad you have, because you have a lot to offer to this community from your perspective, a whole different kind of angle, you know?
Yeah, I'm also just kind of quiet right now just because I'm tired.
Which is fine too. I
Well,
invited you up here to have fun, not,
Yes.
entertain us. Well, that too.
And as funny as I think it was JT's comment that said if you're gonna go religious, go big. To be very clear, not to take anything away from Major's story, one of the biggest problems with these sects are how they specifically prey upon young women, and do arranged marriages, and basically, yeah, women are just peddled as property throughout the community.
So I actually have a fucking story about that too. So in FLDS, we practice placement marriages and practice child marriages. For instance, before I was exiled, I was married at the age of 15. Sealed in the temple and everything, some stupid ass shit. Oh god, I hate that temple. That temple brings back the worst of memories. But
Which one was it? Was it the one in Texas on the?
it was the one. It was the one at the Yearning for Zion Ranch in Texas.
Yeah. Okay.
That monstrosity of a construction.
I've seen it.
What was the nature of how much contact did you have with regular society as a kid growing up?
Next to none.
Okay.
Next to none.
Okay. This is very interesting.
I basically
they're
never
pretty
left
good
the
about it.
ranch.
Yeah, I've just never heard of this.
I basically never left the ranch, so yeah, that was really just like not something.
There's
we
a
had.
ranch.
Yeah, Yearning for Zion Ranch. It was a shithole.
What part of was this in America? Like, what part
This
of
is
the
in
country?
Texas.
Texas.
Oh. Yeah, and they're
I can't believe I've never
towns.
heard of this. Growing up in
They're
Texas.
towns. The whole towns. Whole
Oh yeah.
big ass towns.
This reminds me of I met someone from like the Exclusive Brethren.
Oh god.
And they were like,
no, dear Satan, dear G. Oh god.
You've heard of them?
Okay, if you're FLDS, the only other groups you have contact with are other fundamentalist groups that the church approves.
Yeah.
And so, like, we've talked to the AUB, the Exclusive
Holy
Brethren.
shit! You're familiar with the Exclusive Brethren? That's so.
We've spoken to the Blackwells.
What's the Blackwell? What?
They're a fundamentalist cult in Canada.
Okay, yeah. This kid was from Canada. Oh my gosh, this is so interesting.
And again, as we mentioned, the LeBarons in Mexico.
They scare me. They scare me to this day.
Okay.
They scare everybody. They are every bit as scary as your section.
Here's my thing. I am the nephew of Warren Jeffs. I am the child of Nephi Jeffs, and to this day, my family is less scary to me than the LeBarons.
Well, yeah, because you know your family, though.
Yeah.
Who are the LeBarons?
They're a murder cult.
They're they actually have a point. The LeBarons are actually scarier, even for very different
I understood
reasons.
the way this kid described the Brethren. I understood them to be a cult too, and that's what it sounds like. The FLDS kind of leans, but yeah, it sounds like I know murder cults like that's an extra step for sure.
And
Yeah,
like,
no.
don't get me wrong, Don't get me wrong.
They're worse in a lot of ways, but
And I want to be clear. I wouldn't put it past Uncle Warren to kill someone. Like, I fully believe he would. But like,
oh, I
you
fully
wouldn't
believe
do it
he
as
has.
blatantly or openly as the LeBarons are okay with it. Like, the LeBarons are just like,
So
fuck it.
that's true. Okay, you have a point. And it's not like I have any ties to them. Like I said, my section of that family, we parted at the decree or shortly thereafter.
It's like
So
at the manifesto.
that's the word I was looking for. Yes.
You saw the manifesto. Oh dear God, you're one of those old families. All right.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So what
Yeah,
are
I'm
these?
one of
So what
those
are these
old families.
LDS guys that come to my school? Are they like milk
They're
toast?
mainline.
Like yeah, that's what I mean. But like, what did your church like? What was your church's perspective of these mainline guys?
Oh,
Like,
we hated them. They were apostates.
Yeah. It's so yo. And so they
Anyone
were
who was-
just they were
Anyone who was
cooked.
mainline LDS was considered a member of the Great and Abominable Church, and it was considered to be like.
And that was like
an
worse
act of
than just
apostasy.
being some like non-believer.
Oh,
Yeah, because it was a perversion.
I gotta.
Whoa,
Of the
that's so
truth.
sick,
It would be
dude.
better for you to be a Catholic than to be a mainline LDS.
That's incredible. Sorry, I didn't. I hope I'm not peeking my mic.
It's fine.
No, you're good. I got a couple
That's
things
just like
I want to
that's
say.
that's so
course.
interesting how that all works.
I got a
Zapper,
couple
you-
things I want to say.
You made me think
Oh.
of like Zapper. I love it.
Yeah,
Oh,
Sapper
no,
grew up
it's-
LDS too, so
Yeah, I'm wearing my goat beanie. I got a brand new goat
Hell
beanie
yeah.
today.
Yeah, I won't
Yeah.
lie. As someone who was like Southern Baptist
the
growing
ear-
up,
the
I
ear-
am like
ear stuck
completely
behind my
fascinated
headphones.
by the whole LDS.
Don't be
Um,
church. Like,
ask me anything. But Sapper, go ahead.
Well, what I wanted to say, just because the word apostate came up, and I always got to bring this up when I got to remind people that the word apostate literally means in Greek, escaped slave. So be proud to be an apostate, because if somebody calls you an apostate, they are saying that you escaped the slavery of religion, and I wear that badge of honor. So I love
You
the
know,
word
I do.
apostate.
I do too. I also tend to just kind of be very proud when I say that I got exiled, because like I was smart enough that they wanted to push me out. Like,
They sent you over the rim of the basin.
no, exile just means they remove you from your home,
They,
your
like-
religion, your temple, your
Does,
life.
do they do like shunning and stuff?
Wow.
Like your whole
Yeah.
family is
Yeah.
like, oh
I mean,
man.
that's
yeah.
what
I
that
haven't
is,
spoken to
yeah.
my family in years. I don't
That's
think
rough
my-
because it's like it feels like that's rough because it's like I guess it would be tough to blame a person for that, but it's more like concern for their own like well-being that I would just like I would constantly worry that like I would want them
there's
out of it, not just
there's
because
only-
like fuck them for rejecting me, but like they're just captured by this totally
There is
toxic.
only one person in my that's still that I'm that I had that kind of connection to that I'm still worried about, and that's my former wife. Yeah, I'm worried about her, but like my dad, for instance, Nephi Jeffs, he is the only reason I kind of hope hell exists.
Yeah.
There are a few people
But do
where
you
I
think
get
that these
that
are people
feeling
like
very
that are
well.
conditioned, like they didn't escape, and so this is what happens when you don't escape? Like, you know what I mean?
I still have
Like, is there any humanity in there? Do you think?
With some of them, yeah, but with like my dad and my uncle, I would.
Yeah, I don't want. I'm not gonna like have you
because-
like.
No, my dad, my uncle, and most of my family. I think we lost our humanity a long time ago.
Sure.
Correct me if I'm wrong. There are men who aren't like the men in your family in that church. There are men who
Who I feel bad for.
who go along with what they believe, but don't exploit it any more than they can help, in a way. And I'm not saying that's okay, not, but I'm saying there's a difference. From what, at least what we know your uncle did.
So
He did things that
I want to be
just
clear. I want to be totally clear. Most of the men and women in the cult I used to be a member of, I do feel bad for, and I do hope they make it out someday. whenever I speak unkindly of FLDS, I'm specifically referring to the royal blood, which is the Jeffs family.
I had
It's so
assumed
crazy
so.
to hear that as a description of a person, but go on.
I'm specifically referring to
Yeah.
them. I don't like I will proudly and loudly say I hate my dad. I will proudly and loudly say I hate my uncle. All of my uncles.
But that's just the point I was trying
Yeah.
to
But like
make sure was clear that
yeah, the reason you said
there are
that
still
you're wise of it.
levels,
It's like, yeah,
unfortunately.
I do empathize for like most men and women in the fundamental churches of Latter-day Saints, and I do hope they make it out. I hope they'll find a better life.
I had that feeling.
Okay, fair enough. And I don't know the backstory of your dad and
Sorry.
uncle. I probably just maybe I thought that was like your position on just everyone captured there, and so that's what I was. I'm not trying to make you say anything about like whatever backstories, but yeah, okay, fair enough.
My dad was the treasurer. His job was to run the finances, and he did a shit job at it. He was so bad at his job. It's not even funny. I say as I'm laughing. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and it's really weird to think about though, because like I'm fully convinced my dad was a little pissed off at Uncle Warren because I think he wanted to be the prophet. And like that's the big thing that I think people in the cult don't realize, and those who don't know much about us don't realize, is that everyone in the Jeff family, that so-called royal blood, is competing constantly. It's like one of those fucking stories you hear about the children of a monarch trying to compete to be next in line or whatever. It's so fucking stupid. Like I'm just like in retrospect, I'm looking back on it, I'm realizing how fucking childish it all was to watch. And I'm like I have met 9-year-olds more mature than my family.
Can I ask just quickly, do the FLDS have the same profit? Is the profit for the LDS or the same as the profit for the FLDS?
No.
Oh no.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
different,
So okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah,
That just was in the background in my mind.
Definitely
Very
as
interesting.
evil. Every bit as evil.
So the
Less
profit
mad
for the
about
profit that's recognized by the LDS is like
separate.
Like kind of it's kind of like the most evil thing about, or is it maybe not even that, but like
Okay.
you don't recognize him as your own like religious
No,
authority.
we consider him a false prophet. So our current prophet, okay, there's some debate actually. So as far as most people know, our current prophet is Warren Steed Jeffs, who is what you could call a grade A jackass. Our previous prophet was Rulon Jeffs, because for some reason we started developing like a weird hereditary system. I don't know how that happened. But then like the mainline LDS, they recognize what's his name, Russell M. Nelson or some shit. The most American
Yeah,
white
that guy
ass
who
idea.
looks like a vampire.
Bro, if you Google Warren Steed Jeffs, it like within one sentence gets really bad.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But it's only because people know what he's done.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm just surprised I've never heard of this.
Yeah. But it's wild. It's wild to talk about. Like I like talking about it because I like raising awareness and that kind of shit about cults and FLDS and that kind of stuff. But like it's wild looking back on it from this outside perspective. And it's just really weird to think about. Like I'm just like, holy crap, I used to believe all this. Like, holy crap. I used to believe that God was once a human being who, through being righteous and obeying his heavenly Father, became God himself, and that we can all do the same thing. If you're a man. If you're a woman, you have to follow your husband and help him become God, so that you can then populate future planets or whatever that your
Yes,
husband
have
will rule.
spirit babies forever. Just
damn, you
shoot
just
out
become like
baby souls,
like
baby
a
soul,
hive
baby soul, baby
queen
soul, baby
and
soul.
celestial housewife.
Yes. The
Baby
Celestial
Fuck.
Kingdom is fun to talk about. We also
And honestly, this was not a mainstream Mormon belief either. It was not doctrine in our church. But
Huh.
basically, everybody believed it until just recently when they started trying to deny that it was ever a thing.
But we also had like really fucking like racist beliefs, and like there was so much bad about like what we believed. Like it covered racism, homophobia, transphobia, sexism. It basically, if we could hate someone, we probably did.
I like the acronym TRASH. TRASH. Transphobia, racism, ableism, sexism, homophobia.
We had all that. Yeah, we were trash.
You guys know what? In 2018, the highest ever amount of money paid for a religious manuscript changed hands. Do you know what it was?
What?
I do, but I won't say. I'm going to keep my mouth shut this time.
It was sold from my church to the Mormon church, and it was the original manuscript of the Book of Mormon.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have no idea what it was, but I feel like it's definitely topic related because I found out the Church of Mormon is like
35
one of the richest
million.
goddamn organizations on the planet.
Oh, they are creepy rich.
Oh yeah.
It was for sale for 2 years. There was only one buyer for it. Obviously nobody else was going to pay that kind of money for it, and it came down to like, you have more money than God sort of argument, right? Like, give us an exorbitant amount of money and you can have it. And it was just over 35 million US that exchanged hands for that book.
Which is a drop in the mother freaking bucket because we're talking 130 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
They
the
get a lot from this
justification
hard.
for just like sitting on that like Smaug? Like what are they like? What's the plan
We're
for it?
saving it for the millennia, which makes no sense because theoretically it's supposed to be a totally moneyless system, not even barter, just like, what is it called? They had a special name for it.
Yeah, so shouldn't she be
They,
owning like commodities instead of like just cash holdings?
well, yeah, you'd think, but these people eat it up with a spoon. I don't get it. Though, to be
Yeah,
fair,
we're not talking about
when the
rational.
big scandal, when the big monetary scandal broke, there was a huge exodus. There was a huge number of people putting in their names to be removed from the records, which they have no legal obligation to actually do. And there's pretty clear evidence that they don't and still keep us on the records when they talk about their numbers and how much they're growing. They completely keep people who are inactive on for absolute sure. It doesn't matter how inactive you are. If you haven't actually had your name removed, you're definitely on there.
If
And
you haven't had your name removed, whether you're alive or dead, you're still on their list. It took me 3 tries over a year and a half, and like, they literally told my pastor of my old church, drive to his house and convince him not to do this because it's a bad reflection on their numbers. And finally they issued me the letter that said I had been removed from the registry.
My mom dated a guy shortly after high school.
At the time, I was the 3rd longest serving member on the church.
Wow.
Holy shit.
You want to know what the hardest part about having a normal life outside of the FLDS was? Like the weirdest part is I don't have a birth certificate.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah.
You probably had
Like,
to like start
I
like
had to
brand new.
jump through legal loopholes to legally
And
exist.
based
Man,
on
I never thought
based on
about that.
very little education. Oh my gosh.
That's
Just
crazy.
Now I'm going to university, so like I progressed quickly.
Well, clearly. But then, I mean, I'm just going to say, genetically speaking, us old school Mormons do tend to be pretty smart, if it a little tiny bit inbred.
Hell, well, yeah.
Oh,
well,
man.
calling me a tiny bit inbred may be an understatement, but let's fly by that one real quick.
Yeah,
I-
FLDS might be another realm of inbreeding there.
We got a whole new circle of hell. I swear, our family tree's a fucking wreath at this point. Oh my god.
Oh,
Real.
our joke was the
Oh,
Mormon Church,
like the Habsburgs.
the Mormon Church in the United States. Their family tree is a tumbleweed.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's so
It
weird.
is.
That's rough.
It
Oh
is
my gosh.
definitely okay. I can always recognize a Mormon, like an old school Mormon, like somebody whose family has been Mormon for a while.
We them old
It
school.
is it is absolutely unmistakable.
My family has been Mormon since like the beginning of Mormonism, but I love that like our claim to fame has changed over time, as I mentioned to Sapper and Non Sequitur in our last conversation. It's like my family currently claims that we're the descendants of Joseph Smith, which we're not. There
No.
are descendants of Joseph Smith about. They do exist, and they do seem to get some privilege in some Mormon circles. But
Didn't they open a splinter sect as well?
I think so.
Yes.
There's several. There's like 25.
No, but the
or something
descendants of
sects.
Joseph Smith actually went and like said this church isn't doing what we want them to do anymore.
Yeah, it's
probably
Church
because
of
of the
Christ.
Jeffs family being in the hierarchy of the church.
Well, here's the
yeah.
thing. My family, we're descended from one of the witnesses, something Freeman or something like that.
Yes, I remember
and
that. Yeah.
Was it Martin? Or
Martin
was it
Freeman. Isn't that the guy who played
Little
Bilbo?
Scotty,
No, okay,
why?
wrong Freeman. Sorry.
I'm sorry, I just could not resist.
It's okay, I like
No,
it.
no, that was exactly where it came from. I'm embarrassed. It was very good. I am enjoying it.
Keep it, I like it. I'm
Now,
gonna keep it.
now you two are definitely related.
Oh, we have no doubt that way down the line, like 150 years ago, I have literally no doubt we're related.
I have no doubt in my mind that I am in some loose way related to Non Sequitur over here. Because all
Yeah.
hereditary Mormons are related at this point.
There's only a finite group of them, right? So
Yeah, there's like there's very few of us.
There are so many, like, you hear the
gotta
names that are Mormon names, and no, mine is not one of those absolutely Mormon names. Like I said, typical Mormons don't recognize it. You will. Anyway, I've like built this up
Oh,
so
I'm
much, and then
Nephi
you're
the
not going to
fourth.
recognize it, and I'm so embarrassed.
when I was in the church,
Sorry.
at a very early age, from like 12, 13, there was people who were the sort of aging out people in their retirement years or fast approaching at 60, 65, 70. And they were like, oh, so who do you like? Who's, which one of these lovely young church girls are you planning on getting married to and having kids with? And there was a lot of pressure within the church to stay within the church and get married.
Mm.
That's
like,
how they get you.
Mainstream.
I grew up with these people. They're like sisters to me. I think I'm going to play in a different pond.
Well, mainstream LDS definitely don't have quite the same problem because they are kind of all over. But though it is,
They did
I do
lots of
find it
missionary
disturbing.
work.
Yeah, I do find it disturbing that while I'd say I've never truly been Mormon, been LDS, or even Christian for that matter. It's just it I've never believed it. I've tried to live it, but I've never believed it, like literally from childhood. But um at the same time, I ended up marrying young, like Mormons do, immediately trying to have didn't work out so well, but that's a different story. And even since okay, so my first husband was not raised LDS, but his father was.
Oh
My
god.
second husband was raised LDS, and I cannot count how many ex-mo people I have dated of all genders. It just I can't seem to
Wait a
get
minute.
away from them.
I have a new role. How to get this?
Ooh.
But oh yeah, I'm back. I had plugged my computer in, is all. Hold on a second. Oh goodness. I'm sorry. I'm checking out. Like I have a habit of whenever I'm in a conversation with people, I check out their profiles just to know, just to see if there's anything funny
Oh.
in their bio or something like that. And I looked at the guy in the audience and I saw that his role says dishonest interlocutor, and I was like, that is the most that is the most
Yup. We have been
Why
categorizing the
don't you
trolls.
join
Very
us?
that is I love the way that's worded. Dishonest interlocutor.
True story. Join us.
To be fair, I mean, no interlocutor is dishonest 100% of the time. But if you hit 51,
Yeah.
50 and a half, you got to wear the label.
Well, what I figure.
I think
my
it's useful to
belief-
be dishonest some percent of the time, some non-0%
Certainly,
of the time.
I believe that too.
If at least if you're
And
trying
my-
to be like rhetorically persuasive.
But
My belief about Game Master in particular is that he is dishonest about 60 to 75% of the time, and is just
There's not really much
not
room
very
for dishonesty in like argumentation.
not very bright the rest of the time. So not lying, but also not right.
He refuses to take in anything anybody shares with him. If it conflicts with his opinion, he just goes, nuh-uh.
Oh, hey, yeah, we're insulting to your face now.
Yes, welcome.
Guten Tag.
Popcorn killed black right there.
No. I have never just said nuh-uh. I completely present everything that I make a point to argue for. I have given you evidence. I have given you passages from your own book, and then when I share things with you, you just say nuh-uh. That's not how it is, and it's like, okay, well, you read your own fucking book.
Well, to be fair, he could just be like representing some religion that's like not from that book.
Well, very
Is that what's
specifically,
going on, Game
we
Master?
No, we were specifically having a discussion right before he came up in another channel about God condoning, commanding, and or committing rape throughout the Bible.
Yeah, then Game
And-
Master has a problem because like now he has to like justify some criteria for which he's like separating what we need to listen to in the Bible and like what's okay to like not listen to in the Bible. And that criteria doesn't appear to be like inside of the Bible itself.
You know what? I'm gonna turn my camera on, but it's gonna look like an analog horror film, so bear with me.
Hey.
How bad does this look?
VHS.
Oh shit, you can't see shit.
I can't. It's just black.
I have
Oh god,
you
my
might need
lighting's
to
worse
turn
than
on a
normal.
light.
What do you got? The
Although-
Shroud of Turin filter on? What's going on?
No,
Scotty-
I already have a bad camera, and I'm not turning my light on right now because my roommate's sleeping in the other room, and I just don't want to risk anything because they get really weird whenever.
You changed your name. Oh my god. I am
I did not change my name.
appalled and in love.
I am not going to change my name. Someone else changed my name.
Oh my
You can blame Scotty.
Okay, who did that?
Oh my God, Scotty, you are horrible.
Little bit of both.
I do have a technical issue though, Scotty. I wanted to post some biblical passages to support my point in the actual discussion that we were having. I can only find it on my phone though. I'm not seeing it on my Discord and I don't know why that is. It just all of a sudden disappeared. All like half the channels are like not visible to me now.
I have access.
I don't know why.
But I don't.
Have you tried turning it off and turning it
Yeah,
on?
say it again because I think that's more of a you problem.
It might be. And I
Is
can
this
work
one
around
of
it.
those
Ignore me. I want to hear Game Master defend his position. with
Oh,
other
excellent. Yes,
people.
we've gotten
I
distracted.
am going to actually
Lucky for
mute
him.
myself because I have been trying to get this through his skull for 45 fucking days. So I'm going to shut up and let y'all handle him.
I got you, my man.
Yeah. All right, where are we at now?
Apparently something about
Can I
rape.
ask what Game Master's position is?
Yeah, I want to know the position.
The current position we are defending is slavery in the Bible, in both the Old Testament and the New Testament.
Wait. That is the
I thought it was
question is yes or no?
rape.
Is slavery in the Bible?
Oh
Like,
yes,
is it
of course
condoned?
it is.
Condoned or commanded by God.
Well, it happened. Doesn't mean it's allowed.
Yeah. I
Besides,
acknowledge, like, I think everyone can just acknowledge that it definitely was like a historically happened. But is the question of the position? Does
It's
God like allow
morality.
it, condone it? Is it ethically permissible? Is that kind of what you're saying? Is
well, depends on what we're talking about. I mean, indentured servitude. I mean, that happens all the time, right? Someone's gonna work to
Oh.
pay off their debts.
I'm gonna need a cigarette for this one. Okay.
Huh?
warned y'all. I
okay.
warned y'all.
Okay.
Servitude
All
is
right. We'll just slow down. What? My bad. I don't want to like foxhole your position or like pigeonhole your position. My bad. Into like some specific. Why don't you just tell me or everybody what is it? It is condoned or no?
Well, like chattel slavery, of course not.
Okay, it's not condoned.
Who's
Like
okay.
you're referring slavery as in like the what's it called, the southern
chattel slavery.
Yes,
like where
that one.
a person equals property.
Yes, that one.
Okay.
Yeah, of course it's not.
Definitely
Like they're like some tradable good rather than like okay.
Yes,
Yeah. You're
yes,
saying
yep.
that the Bible condones like indentured servitude to like to settle debts, but not to own people as property.
Well, no, yeah, that's
Well,
how
that's
it
just
goes.
like
Yeah.
trivially untrue.
Well, also, I'd like to
Yeah.
point out, if this
Flat
is
on
not
its
the
face
case, then
false.
why did Paul specifically instruct slaves to be obedient to their masters with fear and trembling and in sincerity of heart? If it was not condoned, why would he at all have this claim that you must be obedient to your masters? Why didn't he just say, "Hey, dudes, don't own slaves"?
I mean, yeah, he said that to the masters on the next verse. Like it literally says, hold on, I'll pull it up.
I think the best counter to this is in the Old Testament, like where God specifically says, like you can own people as property, you can pass them on, if you can include them in an
Their
estate.
argument is always, yeah, but that was the old law.
And masters treat your slaves the same way
where's your
God
justification for saying that law doesn't apply?
And masters treat your slaves in the same way, not threaten them, since you know that he who is both their masters and yours is in heaven, and there is no favoritism with him.
What?
So it's okay
Yeah,
how you're treated on earth because you'll be cool in heaven.
What's the standing policy on owning slaves right now, today, in like 2025?
I mean, you're owned by the government, aren't you? You pay your taxes.
No, I'm not asking like if I'm a slave or like if I'm not asking like if slavery exists. What I'm asking Game Master is like what's God's position on slavery today? Like has it because we're talking about Old Testament stuff, but is God's position on slavery today that it's okay or not okay? Not if it exists, but is it permissible?
Once
While
again,
he's thinking about that, Scotty, I sent you screenshots.
Why does he have
Oh,
to
what's
think
this?
about that?
I don't know you. Okay. Anarcho Cowboyist, I'm loving what you're sending out here. This is fucking delightful. I'm having the time of my life. All right, I'll shut up now.
Are you hearing me, Game Master? What's
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
the like? Is it permissible? Yes or no? I don't really care for any kind of like weird arguments about if I'm a slave to the government or not. I want to know
Well, I mean-
if God thinks it's okay in 2025.
Well, I mean, I guess some parts yes, some parts no.
Uncle
Well,
Billy?
I'm gonna go
Which
yes.
which parts are no?
Chattel slavery there.
Chattel
slavery.
Okay, chattel slavery. Sure. How
Oh,
did you get to that position? Where like, are you saying that say like debt servitude is permissible?
Well, I
In the
mean, you
modern
don't got
age?
no money. How are you gonna work it off?
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So but how did you get from Old Testament law to the condition that you're at now, where chattel slavery is impermissible, but debt slavery is okay? Where are you justifying that in terms of the text?
Well, I mean, people's gonna have to work somehow. We all.
Well, that's just
we're
like
all
but you can appreciate that that's just like a pragmatic argument, right? Like you're just telling me what like people need to do to survive. You're not telling me like what God says is okay
Are you
and is not
comparing
okay.
slavery to a job?
I mean, you work after all. You break your back.
Yeah, we all work because we have to, but
no, slavery is not a job.
Yeah, you're referring to
Slavery
chattel
is not
slavery. Yeah,
a
of course, it's
job.
not a job. Indentured
Changed my
servitude
YouTube
is
title,
kind of, well, depends on how you look at it. Well, I can't.
okay, so
Well,
why
you
is
got
God against prostitution?
Oh,
if
here we go.
assuming he is.
You know,
You
this
gotta
is
work to
that
earn money,
objective
right?
as women? I mean, you're against that too, aren't you?
I happen to have on my book or on my desk a book right now, right here. It was published in 1851. This is so crazy that I would just coincidentally have this book here. Let me get the title page for you so you can read what the title of this book is.
back.
Alright.
It's
What
a little
book
hard
is
to
that?
get to because it's an old book. Here you go.
There, I just also changed my YouTube titles a little bit.
Hold
in
on,
order
I gotta
to-
watch this.
Defense of
You're gonna have to read
slavery.
it.
Wait.
Bible defense of slavery.
The Bible Defense of Slavery. This is a
Hold on.
book that uses the Bible to defend Southern chattel slavery.
God damn,
It's
that's a
not
cool
just a
promo.
couple of
Wait.
sentences either.
Let's think
It's a
I've seen
big,
this
giant,
before.
thick book. It's as thick as a Bible is.
Didn't that remove like a lot of verses out of the text?
Yeah, are you thinking of the Slaves Bible, Game Master?
Yeah, that one.
That's a different book. That was a Bible that was issued to slaves that could read. And,
Yes, that one.
Yeah, that's different from
This
what
book is
Kelly is showing us.
arguing like this is essentially other
Wait, what
pre-white
book?
people
It's
arguing this is why you should have slavery.
It's actually written by a minister.
Wait, what's the name of the book?
The Bible Defense of Slavery.
He literally just showed you
Yeah.
this
title page. What's the title?
Got Chrome for Skull. Okay.
Yeah, I never seen that before because I really don't.
It's right here. You just seen it just now.
Oh,
You
defense
just-
of slavery.
Actually, this is not. This is the only one I have here, but I have several pieces of literature that are very similar to this, with people using the Bible to defend Southern chattel slavery.
Somewhat successfully too.
And this was written by a minister.
This book that Kelly is holding, from what I understand, is probably more theologically justified than the position that you're trying to give us, Game Master.
Completely so.
Because this position is like coherent with the text that's included in the Bible. You're trying to tell me that at some point in time, God changed his mind about slavery, but like only halfway, and you've got this definition of slavery that's off limits now, and we have nothing to point to for that. So I'm really curious how you got to this position of like, debt slavery is okay. There's like some justification for this and that, but the Bible is very clear that chattel slavery, what you're saying is like off limits right now, is cool. So how did when did that become not cool?
That was so coincidental. I happen to have that book right there, isn't it?
Oh, you're gonna lay out
I
the book.
I think now to be clear, I think it's patently false, but just from theological study, I think that that argument in that book that Kelly's holding is probably more consistent.
It was an atheist miracle.
Hell yeah.
I was just about to call you a wizard.
But But yes, on the basis of the Bible and being theologically accurate, as someone who's read that book, it is a theologically consistent book. Now, is it logically consistent? No, because because saying something is theological directly
Sure,
excludes
sure.
it from being logical.
Sure.
But but still, like that. Yeah.
No, but I mean, if you're gonna like, if you're gonna come from this, position that like, this theology that I'm presenting you is true. So this isn't like, I'm not making an argument that that book is to be trusted. But what I'm saying is like, if you're presenting me this theology that's consistent with this book that makes an argument for chattel slavery that's more consistent with your view of this, at least mainstream theology that you're presenting. That's why I'm asking if you have something, if you have some reason to think that this shit is off limits now, Game Master. I want to hear it.
I want to point out too, because you made a really good point there, that this was too written by a minister. So this is somebody who has a better grasp of the religion than you do, supposedly.
Supposedly.
Supposedly. I mean, to be fair, I became ordained when I was 16 in my high school in like a.
No, not you. I'm talking to Game Master. I'm talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough.
The religion Game Master has is what I'm saying.
I also want to give a much more modern take on this. So again, I mentioned earlier, I was raised in the fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We used that book he just showed as justification for our beliefs that slavery was justified and okay. And as someone who's read that book more than once and has studied the Bible rather extensively, I can tell you that if your basis for belief is the Bible, then to be consistent, you would have to condone slavery. Am I saying you should condone slavery? No, I think you should throw the Bible out with the bathwater. But, like, still, based off what the Bible says, what's in the New Testament even.
In how you think laws are made. Like you're not just gonna pass through
Sadly enough, you can get a modern day printing of this book.
Oh yeah.
So Game Master's about to go into, well, how do you think we get laws, which is a thing I've been going back and forth with him ad nauseum, where he is trying to claim that God needed to slowly progress morality in order to
process theology.
In order to go from where slavery and rape and murder were cool to a place where they weren't cool.
I think it might be a bit
process
unfair
theology,
to like.
so you're Mormon.
I think it might be a bit unfair to say what Game Master is about to say rather than just let him say it.
It might be unfair. I've just literally been back and forth with him on this for
I did the same thing earlier. So no, I did the same thing earlier, and it is unfair.
I'm a Bible scholar, but at the same time, I still try.
But can I ask actually a quick question as a Discord noob? Even though, sorry, I'm a mod, but I'm nice. So, do we have a limit to how many people can be on the stage at one time? Because if people want to come up and other people have to go down, I can go down.
No, we don't have any real limit.
Okay.
All right. I don't want you to leave. You're awesome.
Well, I was just double checking that I wanted to make sure everybody who wanted to come up could come up. That it wasn't.
Yeah.
So sorry to interrupt.
If we
I felt like that was
needed
an
room,
important clarification.
If we needed room, you're the first person I'm tossing.
Additional wisdom.
Oh, that's excellent. I appreciate that. I knew you loved me best.
Yep.
I was just down here, couldn't speak, couldn't do anything. Thank you for actually thinking about people, Miss Non Sequitur. Scotty's.
Right. I'm the nice one. That's the only reason I'm here.
See, I'd toss him in a second. Yeah, I love you, Robert.
Oh, you're back.
I really do.
I don't know how, but I somehow got the stage moderator role. I'm not going to pretend to know how I did it.
No, so basically that's my band-aid so everybody can turn on their camera. Because I haven't actually set up a role for like guest speakers and that kind of stuff yet. So
because he's lazy.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not denying that.
Though I will point out, Scotty, that I said I was a little bit inbred. You know.
Yeah, but to be fair, then I made a joke about me being a lot of bit inbred.
Yeah. So sorry.
I was trying to save you, man.
It just fit him. It just fit him so much better. Sorry.
If we can back to if
Oh,
we
yeah,
can
let's go
back
to
to the
Game Master.
topic, I
Yes,
will
thank
admit
you,
I made
sorry.
an assumption. I will admit I made an assumption, and I was even talking about that earlier. It's never appropriate to make an assumption. I will say, I really hope that's not the argument you were about to make. Please,
I
Game
trust
Master.
the Game Master will
Let's hear
render
it.
it in the most
Let's hear
charitable
it.
way.
Yeah, I was been waiting.
Here, I'll be mute, since I have a bad habit of talking out of turn.
Yeah, jeez, I forgot what we're talking about now. It's unbelievable.
You mentioned that what was it? It takes time to make laws, something like that. I believe were your words.
Well, because someone's gonna have to make the moral frameworks. I mean, God, the laws of the Exodus, right?
But why would it take time?
I mean, the Israelites' hearts were hard.
God isn't capable.
Quick question. Game Master, in your theological interpretation, is God all powerful?
Yes.
Then I see a glaring problem right here. Why did he need to take the time to unharden their hearts if he is supposedly this all powerful entity that can probably just snap his metaphorical fingers and undo all that shit?
Because he respects our free will. That's as powerful as he is. He can
Free will
choose.
argument. Oh joy.
Look, dude.
And
I mean,
how and what about the things that harden our hearts that were not anything to do with our free will?
Also, wouldn't a hardened heart actually restrict free will more?
Hold on, can I, Game Master, can I ask you a question here? Do
We're gonna all
you
this.
believe that God has like a plan for your future and knows the future outcomes of your life?
I mean, yeah.
So
yeah, you could
do you
say that.
acknowledge that like free will is kind of an incoherent concept from your framework?
I
Like
mean,
the
he knows
notion that
what
you
I-
even have it is like kind of
I
nonsense.
mean, he knows what's gonna happen
have-
if I do something. Like
we
if
have
I do
free
A,
cho-
if I do B, this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen.
We
Like
have free
different
choice, not
outcomes.
free will.
Like, yeah, he knows what's gonna happen, so it doesn't stop us from doing it. So that's still free will.
No, we have
Well,
free
but you,
choice, not
if he
free
knows
will.
what's going to happen, you're unable to choose differently at any given moment.
And frankly, in the Bible, he stopped people from exercising their free will constantly.
Eden.
Like, you'll have to forgive me if that seems like a really bad, kind of, it feels like a cop out when you say that, oh God, let this happen because we have free will. When you also don't think that we can choose differently at, any given moment.
Oh yeah, true. So, I mean,
Well, so how do you square that circle? Is my question.
I mean, you can't just blame things on God all the time as well. Like, there's a lot of circumstances.
If he made us every fiber of our being and therefore knows us every fiber of our being down to whatever choices we will make, doesn't that track that he made us to make those decisions? So if we make the wrong decisions, did he make us wrong?
Look, we can make a lot of decisions in our life. You could say it's probably infinite. Just because God knows our infinite, just because God knows our infinite, the infinite
Right,
choices we can make.
because in your theory, he made us that way.
I'm sorry, but this is just not good enough for me. How can I choose to do infinite possible different things and God can know the one thing that I'm gonna do? That seems like nonsense to me.
Or are you saying he knows all the things that are going to happen?
Well, he's all powerful. What's stopping him?
So if he's all powerful, then why
powerful.
can't he soften a heart
Okay.
without interfering with somebody's
Well, that's
free
just
will?
free will
Because
again.
if he is all powerful, he knows how to do that too.
This is ignoring the
What you mean,
omnipotent.
like, so he hardened people's hearts and leave it like that? That's what you mean?
No, I'm saying if he can do anything, he can soften their hearts without interfering with their free will.
Like
Well, they chose
if
to
God
harden their
knows you're
heart.
gonna if God knows the next red light that you're gonna run,
Hold
you
on.
were
Hold on.
never there was never any universe that you were in a position to stop at the light.
But what I'm saying is, if he is all powerful, if you were saying he's all powerful, he is able to immediately soften anyone's heart or a people's heart without interfering with their free will because he's all powerful. He can do anything, including that. Or he's not all powerful.
I mean, they chose to harden their hearts. God will give them what they want.
That's not an answer to my question.
That's
What
also
about
You
in
said that a
Exodus when
couple
God
times now.
chose to harden the Pharaoh's heart? Did that not violate his free will?
No, because he already chose that. So he's gonna keep giving him
No,
what he
no,
wants.
it
God
specifically
chose.
was going to let. Sorry, the Pharaoh was going to let the Israelites go, and then God hardened his heart. It says that in the Bible. God hardened the Pharaoh's heart. Is that not a violation of free will according to the model you just presented?
Nope.
Why not?
Because he asked for it.
No, he did
What?
No, he did
He
not.
asked to have his free will violated?
No, he chose to harden his heart, so God's gonna harden his heart even more.
No, God.
What?
It says that God hardened the Pharaoh's heart.
You
Yeah.
don't know your Bible?
This is in
Yeah.
the Bible.
Yes.
Okay,
The Pharaoh
so
chose to harden him.
Game Master,
Pharaoh-
hang on. Where are you getting that from? Where are you getting that he chose that?
It's usually
Well,
the
I'm reading
defense
this
of it,
article.
that it's
No,
compatible with
reading an article.
like an attitude that he would have had. Go on.
The Pharaoh God hardened was an evil man, and a nation he ruled agreed with, or at least did not oppose his evil actions. Second,
Okay, let's say whatever. Okay, that's really stupid. But let's say, even if I give you that, does it work the other way too? If anyone prayed to God to soften their heart and let them know the truth, then would God also grant that person that softness of heart, like he apparently, according to you, granted Pharaoh the hard heart he requested? If this
I mean,
person
yeah, if
was
you're
doing the
willing.
best they could to live the best life they could and prayed every night to know the
Oh yeah.
truth, that
Don't expect
then
direct answer though. That's not how it works. You know,
don't
that's
don't
not
expect
how
what
it
now?
works.
Don't expect what now?
Don't expect a direct answer, because that's not how it
A
works.
direct
How does it?
answer.
Yeah, how does it work?
So,
You gotta have
what kind
faith.
of answer would one expect?
God works in mysterious ways.
Oh, for
Yeah,
fuck's sake.
God works
This
here.
is
All
You
right.
gotta have
And
faith.
that's why he's
What I'm
got the
I
asking
role
should-
for,
dishonest interlocutor.
One at a
Come
time,
on.
please.
Not even I know how he
This
works.
is a true
You gotta be
story.
kidding me.
5 years ago, I had a heart attack. Seriously, I really did. This is totally true. And
Sorry to
after I
hear
had
that.
the heart attack, I decided I wanted to do a little bit more with my life. Didn't know how much longer I was going to live, so I started volunteering at the atheist community of Austin, right, with an atheist organization. Now, ever since then, I have not had a problem with my heart. Atheism saved my life. Atheism cured my heart. Do you see the correlation there?
What's that
This
supposed
is a
to mean?
true
Like,
story too. I'm not making this up. This is
That's crazy.
totally fucking true.
That's a miracle, Kelly.
so it's
That's
not
what I'm
going.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
I have a miracle too. My whole
Atheism works in
teenage years,
mysterious ways, man.
yeah, my whole teenage years, I was doing my best to live the way I was supposed to be living. I didn't do very well, but I repented. I did what I was supposed to do. I did all the rituals and did all the prayers and did all the reading. And then when I was 20, I decided to do a deep dive, did that, really threw myself into it. And I was so sick with mental health that I was in and out of hospitals 3 or 4 times during that time. Since I realized that the reason I never found anything is because there's nothing to be found. My mental health has been significantly more stable. So that's
All
my
right, good for
miracle.
you. All right, good for you.
There you
Would
go.
so
So
so I think the questions that the reason why they're bringing this up is they're trying to say, does that make their position more accurate to reality?
I mean, I could say God helped me too. So you got help by leaving God. I got help by listening to him.
Well, I
So
think that's just their criticism, right? Is that like you've
It's
got these kinds of evidences that can lead to contradictory conclusions. So like maybe the kind of evidence that you're presenting is like not that good.
yeah, I wouldn't be using that, dude.
So
You
God
know?
helped me while I was going out and telling people not to believe in him.
hold on. Oh, you said you stopped believing when you got a heart attack. Is that how
No,
it
I did
works?
not say that. I did not say that at all.
Sorry. Sorry,
No,
sorry.
I haven't been a believer for 50 years.
Oh wow. I'll be real. I'll be shocked if I'll be shocked if I live that long.
So
I said I had a heart attack and I wanted to do something more with my life because I didn't know how much longer I was going to live. So I started volunteering at an atheist organization.
I see. Well, good for
I
you, I
became
guess.
an atheist activist. You ever watch that show Atheist Experience?
How did you become an atheist?
How did I become an atheist? I happened 50 years ago. I just didn't see any reason to believe in a God. I didn't see any proof, and I just didn't believe it.
I want to
All
change my
right.
name real quick.
Well, I still think there is a God.
That's cool. You can do that. I just don't. I've just never seen any proof of it. So
All right, you.
Now that in the background, Scotty and I figured out why my inability to see the other channels was happening. You asked me for evidence about in the other debate channel we were having. You asked me for evidence of God condoning, commanding, or committing rape in the Bible, and
Yeah,
there
all
is.
right.
Oh, sorry. Apparently, BibleBot says too many references, so it cannot produce all of those. But there you go. There is every genocide and mass killing, every instance of misogyny, every instance of uh, God condoning, commanding, or committing any of those things that you said were not there. There they are.
Yeah, and I want to point out is that so I love using my experience whenever
Hmm.
talking about this kind of
It's
topic.
fine.
Is
All
my
right.
church
God
believed all
tells
these
you
things?
that her husband will rule over her. Okay, what's
We
wrong with that?
condone.
The husband's the man of the head of the family. That's how it was. That's how it is.
Okay, so let's go back on that. Let's go. You said
Hang on. Stop.
Let's give Major a chance.
Yeah, Major was trying to talk, and you guys kept walking around.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, I was saying, as my church, I'm very familiar with the verses you're probably sharing over here, because my church, we believed in all these things, and the worst part of that is we weren't just taking verses out of context and misinterpreting them. We read the whole bit, every last word of it, and took it on its face. and on its face it said things like, "Go ahead and own people. Go ahead and beat your wives if they fall out of line. Go ahead and do all these terrible." We had a whole ass belief about women marrying their rapists.
Wonder where that came from.
I believe it came from Leviticus. If I'm not
Oh,
correct.
that's it. There you go. Is Leviticus one of the?
Isn't
things
Leviticus
that
part of some like wider
There we go.
compilation though? That's like more well known in society.
The Torah.
But isn't
Oh,
the
it's a
Torah
bunch
like only half of something that's even like more relevant in like our American modern society?
Yeah, the Bible.
Oh
Here's-
shit!
Sorry,
Sorry.
we've heard of this before.
Here's a fun one from Leviticus. Here's a fun one from Leviticus 12, 1 through 5. Explains how a woman is considered unclean twice as long after giving birth to a daughter than to a son. You are there misogynistic from birth.
That's so. That's isn't that so nuts? How
Yeah, that.
these ancient tribal people were like they were like grossed out by childbirth, which is like I mean,
Normal.
you know, heavily medical stuff can be a little bit unnerving. But could you imagine being like twice as grossed out that a girl came out than that a boy came out?
Yeah, it's more
Completely
unclean
fucking
because a
nuts.
girl came out,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Just wild.
bonkers, completely bonkers.
Now, let me ask.
Gross. That's why we kill everyone and shed blood everywhere.
There you go. But I want to ask Game Master directly. Do you think that is okay? Is it okay to consider a woman unclean twice as long after giving a birth to a daughter than to a son? Is that good?
I'm gonna mute again.
Hold on. Twice to a son. Which verse is that?
Leviticus 12, 1 through 5.
Leviticus 12,
post the
1
chat.
to 5. Purification after childbirth. Alright, let's read aloud. Lord says to Moses, say to the Israelites, a woman who becomes pregnant and gives birth to a son will be ceremonially unclean for 7 days, just as she is
Hey,
unclean
I
during
actually
her
object to reading the
period.
full text out loud. Do
Yeah.
you like acknowledge that this text? Can you just like glance over it and acknowledge that this says what is being, you know,
Right.
claimed? And if it doesn't, you can
Well, I
explain
mean-
why and read the text. But like, we don't need to go over the whole text right here.
I mean, if a man soils himself while he's sleeping, he's also unclean, so what's the point? I mean, people back in the day, they're obsessed with ritual purity. You need to do something
but
to go from clean
this ritual purity law
clean
is
space
run-
to unclean
okay, yeah.
space.
Was
Do
delivered
you
by
consider
God.
a woman having her menses as soiling herself?
Oh God.
Soiling himself.
Herself.
I mean, you.
Yes. Yes. What I am saying is you compared a woman on her monthly cycle, to put it a little bit more delicately, though I don't care. So, yeah, her menses. To be equally unclean as a man who has shit the bed.
Not shit the bed. Soil. I mean, wet dream,
So
wet
what do you mean
dream.
by soiled?
Wet dream, wet dream.
Oh, so it's as the same as ejaculating over the sheet.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Why is-
Natural
why is
processes.
And do they have to go like weeks or a bunch of time around the time that they ejaculate on the sheets where they can't be touched and they can't do the things they normally do and they are considered unclean, or is it just
I just
until they
remember
like
them
take
saying
a
they
shower or
stay 2 days
something?
outside of. Yeah, they stay 2 days like
about ritual
outside of the
purity,
temple
alright.
and camp.
Ritual purity. You're obsessed with it back in the day, okay?
Not for men, only for women.
Hey, there's passages for men too. Hang on.
The point that they're trying to make here
Look at
is
that.
that this is a demonstration of misogyny sanctioned in the Bible. And if these rules are, you know, that are stated, like the Bible is stating that these rules are ordained by God. So if we are to believe what the Bible is saying, is that saying that these misogynistic laws are ordained by God?
I mean, men have their own fair share to follow. I mean, if they did something, they will also did something. They did something
You're not
certain.
answering the question. Can I get back to the question that he didn't answer that I asked?
Yes,
the-
yes, 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 yes.
Okay, my question was, do you think it is good or right, because God ordained it, that a woman is considered unclean twice as long after giving birth to a daughter than to a son? That is my question. Do you think that
Yes,
is good
there you
or
go.
right because God ordained
Yes.
it?
Yes or no?
Yes. How about that?
Okay. Okay,
It's Richard
that's
Beautiful.
fucking gross. I have another question, another verse. Deuteronomy 22 through 13 through 21, which explains how a woman who cannot prove her virginity before marriage is to be stoned to death. Do you think that it is good or right for a woman who cannot prove her virginity before marriage to be stoned to death? Yes or no?
Nope.
Okay, so why is this edict from God good and right, the one about women being unclean, but the edict from God about proving her virginity before marriage and stoned to death not a good and right thing from God? Why is one right and the other not?
I don't know. Just so I can get through your hard head, I guess. And besides, these are just treaties. These are treatises in judicial
No
wisdom.
wonder you have a dishonest interlocutor label. Fuck.
No wonder.
Hey, it's
This is
walnut.
like hearing. This is like listening to my dad's talks. Dear goodness.
I mean, you're a former Mormon, aren't you, Sapper?
Yeah, and
I
he was
am.
more distant than you were.
Yeah, that explains a lot, to be honest.
Okay, don't.
Oh,
Oh,
Don't
you
pull
gotta
that
be
shit.
no. We're not gonna tolerate that in voice chat.
All right.
Yeah, all right, I'll see you later if you want me to leave. But
Sorry.
look, I'm sorry, okay?
Are you? I don't believe you.
Yeah, I find it
when
hard
you
to
say
believe it.
you are sorry, I do not believe you.
Damn, I went.
Yeah, I get
I
that.
took a break at the worst time.
Look, I don't like Mormons either, dude. I mean, you
Okay,
left
let me
that
finish,
church,
though.
didn't you?
Yes, I agree. Mormons are theologically inconsistent. What I'm saying, though, is that my theologically inconsistent pedophile of a father was more consistent in his theology than you are being right now.
No, oh, father. What do you do?
And, like, I'm just pointing out that you are making less sense than the Mormons.
Yeah, alright, fine, whatever.
Like,
Yep, there we go. There's the cop out.
yeah, like,
Yeah, look.
like that.
That's
I-
the nice
Look at
thing
what?
about
What?
it.
You look
see-
at
I
what?
get your
You,
role
all
now.
you do is say nuh-uh. We try to provide evidence. I asked you some pretty direct questions, yes or no questions, and you literally contradict yourself at every fucking turn. Either you are contradicting yourself or saying something fucking gross. That's it. That's all you do.
And then when you're backed into a corner, all you say is, yeah, okay, whatever.
Or throw insults like, I'm trying to get something through your hard head, which I promise you, these horns are pretty fucking fake and soft, but you know, I think they're like harder than I think there's more wrinkles in these knitted horns than there are in your cerebellum.
Dear God, dude.
Let's look.
Cerebrum.
Let's keep the. You know,
Let's
you
calm
can
down.
be, you know, rough in
Holy shit! Did you just
text.
correct him? Oh my
Honestly,
god!
I'm not a big cerebrum feller myself.
But, okay.
Oh
Okay.
man!
Game-
Let's just pull back the insults now.
Game Master, I do have a question. Do you believe, genuine question because I know some people have interesting takes on this. Is God the standard for morality? Or does God himself have a separate standard for morality? Andrew muted.
God.
Oh, here we go.
God is morality.
Then why do you not believe in literally every edict that God himself claimed to have given down? If he is the standard for morality.
I mean, we could always reinterpret scripture. How about that?
Okay, I'm sorry, dude. That's a cop out. All right.
Look,
I'm sorry. Are you trying to say that you're gonna find like a loophole on God or some shit, like a shady lawyer?
I mean, you're expecting things to be fundamental in every sense in the Bible.
Oh wow, fundamentalism. That's my field expertise.
Oh, you'd
Yeah,
almost
it's
think that all
not exactly
Christians
the way to
would
look at it.
believe the exact same thing if there was any kind of clear message, and yet every single one of them seems to have a slightly different message from the Bible. Weird.
3,500 plus denominations. None of you can agree on interpretations of the Bible. If we follow what you say, that means there are literally thousands of other denominations that are wrong. So why
I don't
should
know.
we believe your take? Or not 45,000, 4,500, excuse me.
Well, look, I don't know.
Why is
okay?
your
not even
uninformed, like you
Protestant,
don't even know the
okay?
book, why is your position worth listening to?
Dude, I'm not even Protestant. I'm not Protestant, okay?
I didn't say you
So
were.
what?
No, it means he's saying any form of Christianity, any denomination. Doesn't need to be Protestant, be Catholic. He's saying any religion that is defined as Christianity.
Yeah, so that includes the Mormons and the Jehovah's Witness, right?
Look, we just gotta like know why we should believe in the God, think the book is reliable before we can like work out any of those kind of details.
Well, I can't really say I know for that for sure, okay? But
Finally, some honesty.
That was the first honest thing I have heard you say in 6 weeks.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
well, dude, you're pretty.
Shocking.
I'm shocked. Hold on.
I mean, dude, you're pretty
Now
bad.
somebody clip
I wouldn't say,
that.
well, maybe not
like,
bad.
like
Yeah, no, I
Master,
still
you
have
ever
a
like
pulse.
if you're just like kind of winging it, right, and you don't know what's going on or why you're here or any of that, like you think maybe just like you got to figure it out and stuff and maybe not join chat rooms and tell us that like this shit is real if you don't like really have a good reason, you know,
Or
for
like
yourself.
even way worse things that you really, really, really don't know about.
I don't know what Game Master does in his life. I don't know any of that. I'm just saying, like, yeah, I'm just saying, hey, man, if you like, if you don't, you acknowledge you don't have like a real good reason to think this shit is really what's going on in reality, like, you know, maybe just like figure it out before you try and tell people what's going on in reality, right? If you got a good reason, I want to hear it. I'm not telling you to like just shut up if you believe in God, but like, like if you're sitting here telling me you like really don't have a good reason for yourself, why should I like? Why the fuck would I listen to you?
Yeah, because you let me talk. I don't know.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, I'm like, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, no, but I mean, like, why should I care, like, about, like, your like, if you can't articulate to me why you came to believe in this, like, thing that you believe, like, why should I take it seriously? Like, I get that we're sharing, like, a space to chat.
Well, I mean, it helped me.
Well, now
I
you're
don't
just
know.
making, like, a pragmatic argument, right? Like,
Yeah, alright, fine, whatever. I don't know what
really
I
think
don't
it
know what that
has.
means.
I don't think it has helped you.
Why not?
Because
Well,
you
because
are
you're
misogynistic,
hanging
you are homophobic, you are transphobic, you have a problem understanding why people are calling you a Nazi in chat. Yeah.
Well, Game
No, I
Master,
mean,
is it possible that, like, you can benefit from it, like, an untrue belief?
Yeah, I'm not sure what that means, but
Well, you said like I asked you about all this, and you said like, well, it's helped me. Like, is it possible that something could help you, like an idea could help you that's not actually true?
I'd also love to hear an example of it helping you.
You can live life as if God exists.
So suppose I said like, hey, like, so suppose you know a lot less about the world, and I said, hey, like, you know, there's this guy Santa, and he's gonna watch over if you're like doing bad things or good things. And suppose over the course of 365 days, like your notion about like doing good things and bad things keeps you from like talking to strangers, and like maybe there was some guy in your neighborhood and you like prevented, like I prevented some like material harm in the world by telling you a lie. Is that
Yeah,
is that possible?
probably.
Okay, so like, so now you're in this position where like you don't have a good reason to believe in this thing except for like that it helped you, and you also acknowledge that things that can help you can also be not true.
Yeah, all right,
Yeah,
sure.
sure. And what's more, honestly, I'm not sure I believe you've been helped so much by this when you're spending time in a chat where all you do is argue with people.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
just granting that for the sake of
everybody is
argument.
just on top of you, like all by yourself, and you just stay around, and I don't know,
Well,
it just
yeah, 'cause
doesn't
why not? Just
feel
because.
entirely healthy. I mean, I'm not a doctor, so I can't really say that,
It's
but
okay. It's okay. I got it. I get it. Well, I'll do it just because.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
yeah, that's what's
I'm with him on
weird.
this one. It's kind of fun to be here.
So
It's a good time to be
on
here.
that same vein, I do want to answer that. How is it helping you?
I don't know. Just want to feel again, I guess.
I'm sorry, you want to feel
Just
what?
because.
You feel good here?
Yeah, why not?
You feel good with the fact that I think Sapper and I have just spent the past few minutes constantly insulting you.
Well, shit, it's been the last month and a half of him here, just getting the shit beat out of him.
I cannot believe that this feels good, dude.
This is not a good environment for you. This is a toxic environment for you.
I think we just also like showed why like you don't really like you don't even think you have good reasons to believe the things that you've proclaimed to us.
I mean,
And
why not?
Okay, why not is not an answer to anything.
You said that.
Jesus
because you
Christ,
said
man.
the thing.
Yo, I'm
The
a Christian
words
because YOLO.
came out of your mouth, and we heard them and repeated them to you.
I really am not good talking.
Whoever just
in
said
my
YOLO is my new
language.
best
It's
friend.
recorded, right?
Yeah.
That's your boy.
This,
Yeah,
you're
send me a
talking,
clip. I'm gonna watch it later on.
and
Let's
it
see what I
is
can do
about
on.
to become a
I'll be right back.
hit, I believe.
Yo, I don't hate you. I'm not mad at you, Game Master.
okay,
I
it's
don't
okay,
have.
it's
I
okay.
just think
It's all good,
think you're
all
like
good,
in
all
this
good.
complete. I think you've got this position that's like totally untenable.
All right, fair enough.
And also, you refuse to listen to anything anybody tries to tell you. At all.
Well, and I wonder if
I'll be a
that's not
Nazi for
because
positively
he
commenting on
doesn't
Donald
actually
Trump.
have he doesn't actually have good reason to believe in anything he says. He just likes to be here and interact, and he's going to take a negative position because that feeds interaction. I mean, I think maybe.
I mean, dude, you called me a Nazi for positively commenting on Donald Trump.
Well,
I said
if the boots fit.
I really want to clear this up. I have never once said you are a Nazi. I have said that you are espousing Nazi ideas, that your views align with the Nazis. The things you like are the things that Nazis like. I've never said
and-
you are a Nazi. I said all of those things.
I kind of
Yes.
weigh it out like
My
there's like
views-
culpability.
my views
You
agree
can
with-
be responsible
Hold
to
on.
some extent for like I don't know. Like my mom is someone who I think is like totally on board with Donald Trump, but I don't think she's a Nazi. And
No, I
I
mean,
think
like-
there's a lot of people like that in Germany who like are culpable for enabling like what came to be the Nazi regime, but I do think there's like you have like I said, I use the word culpable. Like I think there's like an amount of like even if you're not like a Nazi, I think you harbor an amount of like willful ignorance at this stage that we're at now, like with everything we know in the media environment, and you're gonna have to answer for what you're okay with happening.
No, I mean, well, I want to go back to Sapper at the moment. I mean, yeah, you said my views, Nazis agree with. and therefore that makes me a.
No, that's not what I said. I said. I said.
If it quacks like a duck,
Yeah, you're right. I did say if it quacks like a duck, if it talks like a duck, it walks like a duck, it quacks like a Nazi. It's. Yeah, I did say those things.
Yeah, that makes me a Nazi, of course, right?
No, at
That's
some
no
stage
goes.
we're not calling you a Nazi, but if you have like the same material effect on society as like a Nazi does, then like we're gonna just have to treat you the same way. You know.
This is what I was trying to explain to you. If you don't want to be associated with a Nazi, stop saying things that Nazis say.
Yeah, if you don't do Nazi shit and you don't have like Nazi outcomes, you're off the hook. Like straight up.
I mean, probably 50% of America's population vote for Donald Trump. Are they
So
Nazis?
the fuck what?
I mean, are they associated with Nazis now?
Yes.
Well, that's
Yeah.
kinda
If
what
they
I was,
say
that's
the
kinda what I
same
was getting at, is
stupid
I think there's,
shit
like,
you do, yes.
You get to some point where. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you really are.
Scotty doesn't break in much. I want to hear what he has to say.
If you say the same stupid shit they do, then yes.
Well, yeah, that's one. I guess that's one judgment.
It's not
That's
one
one.
judgment.
Oh my
It
God.
is a whole room of people agreeing
Holy
with
shit.
this statement.
Like there's just this
That's
you
one way to
can
That's one way
occupy
to
this
label
space in
people.
history where like if there's just like Nazis doing shit around you and you don't say anything about it, then maybe you're not a Nazi, but like you've got some culpability here, right?
Yeah. Can I ask Game Master a question?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Please.
Go ahead. I don't want to take up
Did Elon do the Nazi salute? Was that a Nazi salute?
I mean, it doesn't really look. I mean, he waved it, but I mean,
Was
doesn't
it a
look like
Nazi salute? Yes or no? It was the exact same gestures that the punks were doing that were Nazis. It was the exact same gesture that Hitler did on stage to his crowd. Was that a Nazi salute?
We're being street, Kelly. Watch out.
It's a good litmus test.
Kelly,
Can you be honest here?
I almost want to clip that just for fun.
I mean, there's
Especially with the rainbow tie.
Sorry. Let Game Master answer that question. Yes or no?
Please.
Yes,
Was
all right,
that
yes,
a Nazi
yes.
salute?
I guess you could say it is. Yes.
So if you're supporting those people, you're supporting Nazis.
You can't be serious.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Plain and simple.
Totally.
Saying this.
Totally.
Yes, actually, Game Master, we are serious. If you're like
Catholic Church, you're supporting sexual molesters. It's the same fucking thing.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, if you're
truly do not
contributing to the
understand.
material
Oh, I
circumstances
didn't hear that right.
enable
What was that
like,
again?
Nazis to capture power structures, then you've got culpability here. Sorry about it.
Yeah, all right. I just
You
hope I
do
don't
not
misread
understand this
you.
level of cognitive dissonance. We led you right there. And
Okay,
all
yeah, he is a
things
Nazi
different.
there. I
The
just
only
hope I don't
thing you have to
misread
Okay,
it.
well then stop fucking
And
supporting
so
Nazis.
what?
Cut it out.
The only
Why
thing you
but
have to do
supporting
is
Nazis?
nothing.
Why,
If
what do
you
you think?
support,
Well, I don't support the Aryan Brotherhood, whatever that is.
You're supporting
Is there even
Trump
any
and his
Nazis?
cronies. You're supporting Nazis.
What the
You
fuck?
are supporting them.
That's like saying I'm
that's
part of the
not what
Nazi
we're
party, but I
talking
don't
about.
support the 56th SS Infantry Regiment. Like, what the? Who gives a fuck?
Serve a normal
Don't be a
Nazi.
Nazi.
I mean, the guy's a decorated soldier. He's pretty good.
Yeah, I am a decorated soldier, and I think Trump is a Nazi. Want to know why? Because I learned how to fight Nazis.
Nazis always good people.
So
Yeah,
Salute.
join the Antifa, right?
Salute, not Roman though. Don't worry. When I say salute, I'm not Roman.
Antifa is not an organization, it is an ideal. It stands for anti-fascist.
It's a movement.
Yes, okay.
Not-
And what do you
Nazis-
call those people?
Nazis tend to get people's
them
emotions high.
anti-fascists.
Although it might not.
Okay, they're anti-fascists. Okay, so those people are called anti-fascists. They're kind of like a community, right?
No, I wouldn't consider anti-fascist a community. No, it is an ideal.
Yeah, it's not really an organization. Maybe a community.
Hey,
but
Game
not an
Master,
organization.
hang on. I have a serious question. Are you anti-fascist?
I mean, on paper, it should be, yeah.
What the fuck kind of an answer is that?
The fact that you
Are
didn't
you
know
against?
that.
Hang on. Stop.
You guys will never get an honest answer. I just had like a fallout argument with my dad about this the other week. My dad contended that anti-fascists were both, or were triply anti-fascist, fascist, and anarchist.
Does that sound right? Does that sound right to you?
Videos of Antifa assaulting
All at
people.
once.
Are you against fascism?
Yeah.
You
I
are.
mean, yeah, of course.
So you're anti-fascist.
So why are you making fun of anti-fascists?
Maybe we could even shorten the word.
Those people, because there are videos of those people assaulting other people.
You are a fucking moron.
Am I?
You are. There's no other word for it.
Hey, Game Master.
There's just no word for it.
Does it ever at any point become justified to assault people that are assaulting you?
I mean, those guys didn't. I mean, the guy they assaulted didn't even assault them.
Under your framework, it's cool to at some point, like, you take enough abuse and you've had enough and you can like assault the people that are assaulting you?
I mean, you want to fight back? Sure, go ahead. I mean, I'm all in for it. Really, I am.
Yeah.
So it's okay to punch a Nazi, right?
So like, yeah, like you can do like a David versus Goliath to a Nazi, right?
What?
Like it's cool to fight Nazis, fight like power structures like that.
I mean,
under
yeah,
your
sure,
framework.
Yeah, sure. All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Then I think we're justified here. Just gonna...
Unreal.
You just justified the thing you were hating against like 10 seconds ago.
How you were able to justify
Yeah, I'm
yourself?
not following this right. Like,
I
goddamn.
don't understand. He always able to tie his shoes sometimes, man.
Yeah, I had a hard time when I was younger. It took me a while, actually.
All right, order in the court, guys.
I literally had a hard time tying my shoes when I was younger. It took me a while to learn it. Real
tracks.
while.
That's
That-
okay. We all have to
Weird
start
flex.
somewhere.
Uh,
All right.
not a flex.
I'm kind
Let's
of being a dick.
let's chill it. Look, you guys want to insult each other and text all you want. Do your thing. But on voice chat, I want to. Since everyone starts to jump and voices get mumbled and everything, and everyone dog piles, I want to try and keep it de-escalated.
I'm just a boy.
All right. Yeah.
And what's more, we can remember who would like to clip certain parts and maybe try to avoid any unnecessary bleeping, because that gets annoying to those of us who don't like the bleeping noises in our ears.
I want to, because I was looking for a specific image and I dropped it in chat, so it's a little bit of a throwback to something that was being discussed earlier, which Game Master did already concede that yes, Elon did issue a Nazi salute. This is from a German newspaper, and the article headline is Ein Hitlergruß ist ein Hitlergruß ist ein Hitlergruß, which translates to a Hitler salute is a Hitler salute is a Hitler salute. And this is from, they do not show the entire salute. They blank it out in the article because it is illegal to publish a Nazi salute.
Yeah, it's a fucking crime in Germany.
If they didn't consider it the salute, then they would have legally been allowed to show it. I'm going to take the Germans' word on this and not that of anyone telling me that I misunderstood what Elon did. The people who outlaw Hitler salutes think this was a Hitler salute.
The people who
Yeah,
dealt with
okay,
him initially.
good. Okay, understand.
So you're supporting that then, right? Right, Game Master, you're supporting that?
Well, no. I mean,
Are you
but
supporting
sometimes-
Elon Musk and his cabinet, his community that he has built around him? Are you supporting that?
No. Well, I mean, I don't
Hey,
support the
Game
salute,
Master,
but-
can I just listen? When there's like day to day, you have like decades where like shit's kind of milk toast in politics, right? But it's you can kind of acknowledge that it's really not like a every decade sort of thing that you got people fucking with offices in the White House that are like tossing Nazi salutes on national television. And you got presidents that are talking about literally doing genocide and then sanctioning the ICC while having someone with a fucking warrant out with the ICC in the same press con. Like you acknowledge that this is kind of like very unusual what's going on, right?
Yeah, all right, fair enough. Yeah, sure.
What does it even mean?
I also want to throw something out here that many people might not know, and this will only probably hold weight with like the atheists here maybe. But I want to point out that I love bringing things back to my family and like the FLDS. I want to point out that my own cult that I grew up in, the FLDS under Warren Jeffs, we hate Donald Trump not just because he isn't a Mormon, but because we call him an immoral man who defies the laws of God. So even we, like the most deplorable of the deplorable, think he is terrible.
I mean, if I got to come up with my own god, he would also hate fucking Donald Trump. So you know what I mean?
Sorry, what just happened?
I was just thank you for sharing that because I would have thought the opposite. I wouldn't have. That was ironic to me. I guess I'm saying.
We also hate big corporations, so like that's kind of just a thing. So like,
yeah, I got that. That he's too of the world sort of thing.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Salt of the earth.
But what's funny thing is also we consider him, we, the FLDS, home of the polygamists and the pedophiles, think Donald Trump is a sexual deviant.
FLDS.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, they recognize that. That's like, holy crap, you know?
I mean, bro is a deviant.
Like,
if Ivanka wasn't my daughter, perhaps I would be dating her. These are kind of things that, you know, rapists say.
God, that disgusted me.
That was pretty gross.
I mean, oh my God, you literally live in grew up in that stuff, and you're still like, yeah.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, it was common to hear about us marrying like our family or whatever, but like we didn't talk about it that openly.
Dude, Trump has said some nuts stuff about his daughter in interviews.
Like you don't just
some
openly
completely
say,
nuts
she wasn't
stuff.
my daughter, I would marry. Like no,
Yeah.
not even with us, you wouldn't say that.
There was what was the one? It was like there was like the one. It's like, what's the one thing you and your daughter have in common? And it was like, oh, if I had to say one thing, it's sex. Like what? Yo, that's got to be the worst possible fucking hit. His like PR people must have been like crying over.
Oh my God, I can't believe how these things
That really happened?
Yes.
Yeah, this was on some. It might have been before even his first term.
It was on a talk show.
Magazine
They were
spread.
back
I didn't know
in the
that.
90s.
But yeah, he's talking about he's on some. I think it was a late night show, wasn't it?
It was Howard Stern.
Okay, it was Howard Stern. Yeah. It was rough, man. It was rough.
You don't. That's the thing. That's the thing. So don't get me wrong. Like our prophet, he did marry one of his daughters and that kind of shit. It's weird, disgusting. But like, if some man in the church was talking about, like, the only thing is in common with his daughter is sex, or like he was making these kind of comments about his daughter, oh my God, the disciplinary council couldn't have formed faster. Like,
I want to get my hand up.
Yeah.
I just realized. Sorry.
No, you go ahead, because I know you will like just be burning if you don't say it, and I could. So please.
Sorry, because it's real quick. I was wrong. Howard Stern was when he said that didn't mind if Howard Stern talked about his daughter sexually. It was a different late night show. I want to say Conan, but maybe not, where he said that they had sex in common. Sorry.
I almost want to say The View, but like I could.
Oh,
sorry.
I don't even know.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I didn't look it
I
up.
just feel like it's a rough thing to say no matter the setting.
It really, yeah. I don't feel like we need to nail that down.
Honestly, the
actually
only
not
reason I
intended.
felt the need to correct myself is because I wanted to add in what he said to Howard Stern about his daughter.
Sure. Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah,
What were you
because
gonna say?
that's disgusting.
Okay, so circling
Ditto.
back around, I feel like we actually made something resembling progress with Game Master regarding the okay, we've gotten through that. Yes, it was Hitlergruß. It was he's acknowledged that this cabinet surrounding Trump is problematic and not good. And so, okay, I want to get back to another thing that you asked me earlier, and I genuinely didn't have the spoons to respond to it but I'm hoping that other people might be able to respond, and I've really enjoyed this opportunity for other people to maybe like share some perspective with you. I think it's been doing something. So you asked me why shouldn't we try and talk with Nazis and work stuff out with them. You asked me this question. So
These are our times.
my response in general to that is to present Karl Popper's Tolerance of Intolerance, which I didn't feel confident that I alone could help you understand that. So I don't want to put words in your mouth. I want to give you the floor and make sure you have the opportunity to represent yourself correctly. Did I correctly represent you in the question that you asked me? First of all, did you feel like I represented that question correctly, or would you like to clarify your question in any way?
I'm just saying, like, there's gonna be people who don't like. We have to, yeah, we gotta talk to them one point. Like, that's it. That's my point.
Okay. And you tried to, even if I recall, suggest trying to get along with them and cooperate? Yes, no?
Well, yeah, well, you could say that. Yeah, sure.
Okay. So, as I said, Karl Popper has a very famous speech that he gave about the tolerance of intolerance, and explains how it is paradoxical, but we cannot tolerate intolerance. It has to be abjectly rejected on principle, because if intolerance is allowed to foster in any way, shape, or form, it will inevitably swallow up the tolerance. So if other people want to perhaps add any context to that, or correct me where they think I might be wrong in presenting the tolerance of intolerance.
Who wasn't even listening? I was distracted by the chat.
But I am hoping that maybe somebody can help me explain to Game Master why, we can't even talk with these fucking people.
Well, for starters, it's because with such an extreme ideology like Nazism, aka National Socialism, which is an ironic name for it anyway, but anyhow, with an ideology like Nazism, it is so extreme that talking to them would make no help. They are stuck in a specific kind of dogmatism that is nearly impossible to break a person out of. They are not open to discussion. What they are open to is violence. In their own ideological framework, meaning they are not open to it. If they were open to it, I would be too, but they are not.
As like fundamentally a part of their ideology, they just want to eradicate everything that isn't them.
Let's give Game Master a chance to respond here.
Sorry.
All right, fair enough. But at the same time, like, how do I say this? I mean, there's a lot of other ideologies as well. I mean,
True.
the communists, they did the same thing. There's
I mean,
the
yeah, the
socialist
Holodomor, but
communists.
like, still,
I think you're
they're not
kind of
nearly as
confused on
bad.
what communism is because communism is a very big umbrella. It's a type of economic government, and there are different types of communism. I think when you think of communism, you're thinking of something like Soviet Russia. And that was
Stalinism,
not
Leninism, Cuba.
Slava Lenin.
exactly.
Now it's China
Slava Lenin.
and North Korea.
Oof.
Sure. Okay.
That's
those
debatable, sure.
Yeah, I don't know if I consider North Korea communism.
If
They're
we are
fascists.
going to include,
They're straight
we're going to
fascists.
include, if we're going to include the DPRK in a discussion of communism, then I will be honest with you, I will not have a hat in this conversation because I will be too busy laughing. Like,
well, here's an example, Game Master. I am a democratic socialist, right? I believe in democratic socialism, which a lot of people on the right call communism, but it is not communism.
it is so not.
Okay.
So I don't think you understand communism. It is an economic system, or it is an economic philosophy. It is not a governing philosophy. Okay? So when we talk about, you can have a fascist communism, which is what I would identify as China would be a fascist communism, or you can have democratic socialism, which is most of the Nordic countries, Norway, Sweden, Switzerland. They've all managed democratic socialism and are some of the most prosperous countries in the world. So
They definitely have the highest quality of life.
Well,
highest
just
quality of
you know,
life, yes.
Like, yeah, to give that point
No,
across,
fun
there
fact
are
though,
many different
as
kinds
much as China, you know what?
of communists, because he makes a good point. Communism is an economic philosophy, not a governing philosophy, as you mentioned. And to give some more examples, using that definition of communism, I could argue yes, that the DPRK is technically a communist state under a fascist governance.
Yeah.
But
right.
And but also even under communism, I myself, I am a communist. I'm a council communist. I believe in a conciliar government that upholds a communist economic system.
And I believe that would be kind of in the realm of democratic socialism, yes?
Similar, yes. We get along more often than not.
Yeah. We're talking about a council rather than so it's almost like republic socialism.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Rome, but communist.
Sure.
But like that would put me at odds with what you're likely calling a communist, which would be like the Leninists and the Stalinists out there, and I would look at them and be like, "No, you're a fascist. Fuck off." Like,
sure. But they were kind of using communism as the mask of their fascism.
I mean, I would say I'm a capitalist,
and I'm just
mostly.
saying that you simply labeling communism to make a point, but whatever ideology you're trying to get across here, is simply a buzzword and has no actual meaning. You are simply making an empty statement.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm a capitalist, so all of that.
Oh, okay. We can discuss that another time. I don't know how the brain cells to get into that right now.
I want to come back though. I want to come back. I want to come back though to the questions that I asked you about.
The economy's capitalist, actually. They opened their market.
You distracted from my question by bringing us down this communist rabbit hole. You didn't answer my question. I was trying to ask you. Shit.
Yeah, all right. Let's
go back to the clip. What was it? It was about the. We were talking about why. The tolerance of intolerance. Why we can't work with Nazis, why we can't talk with them through these things. That was the do you have a better understanding after what myself and other people were sharing about that question that you asked about why We can't just like, okay, let's talk with you guys and work this shit out, because their very philosophy is the eradication of everybody that isn't them. There's nothing to talk about. They're not open to conversation. They want genocide.
Okay,
and
understandable.
Here's the thing.
No, hold on. Let him respond. I want him to respond.
Yeah, I get it. Okay, understandable. But like at the same time, are we gonna label everyone? I mean, like, is Elon really until that unto that degree? Is Trump really unto that degree?
He
They do
issued
consider
the
themselves
Nazi
superior.
salute. But do we have to reiterate that? You already agreed.
Yeah, okay, but
And FYI, I posted definitions.
I
in
mean,
the
it's
chat. Those
I
are
mean, is
above.
that salute already like enough just to include him in that point?
Yes.
Why
Okay.
are you so reluctant to like
I'm gonna be-
believe what's happening
gonna
in
be real
front of
here.
you is actually
I
happening?
mean, you
It's
can
not the
salute
first
to a
time you've
flag.
done it.
It's
Hey,
been
I mean-
this way for 6 weeks.
Can I say something real quick and raise
Yeah,
my hand?
all right, fine. Jeez, I'll agree to it,
If
man. Dude.
if you walked into
Let's give Major
a man,
chance.
if you walked into a man's house, let's say you're in Salt Lake City, you walk into a man's house and you see a picture of Warren Jeffs on the wall and a Book of Mormon on his thing, and he's praying or whatever. He has his hand, he's crossed his arms or whatever while he's praying. Would you assume he's a Mormon, a fundamentalist Mormon?
I mean,
Would
yeah,
you make that
sure.
assumption? So if a man is using
Yes.
the imagery and the actual aesthetic, if you will, of the Nazis, would it be safe to assume he is a Nazi?
Well, at the same time, I wouldn't want to. But yeah, all right, fine.
You want to know who else thinks?
Man.
Hey, Game Master. You want to know who else thinks it was a Nazi salute?
My mom.
Nazis.
Yeah, many Nazis did.
Your
As
mom
someone who keeps
did
an eye on
too,
their,
though.
as someone who keeps an eye on them,
Apparently.
as someone who keeps
You
an
know
eye
what,
on
when you
them,
were killed,
like,
you missed out.
like
Even Nick Fuentes
Hold
acknowledged it.
on. By the way,
Wait, are you?
wow.
Okay, after that, I've seen Satan's Doorbell seems to be trying to get a word in edgewise, and since they are a new voice, I would like to invite them to get said word in edgewise.
Welcome to the floor.
Welcome.
Sorry, no, I just said even Nick Fuentes thought so. So that was all I
Oh
said.
God,
yeah, that was
fuck
it.
him.
Okay, yeah, no, right? The guy who created the "Your Body My Choice" hashtag thinks and is himself an avowed Nazi said, "Yep."
He was like, hell yeah. As someone who, for some reason, I guess I'm a masochist, like I keep track of his shit because I'm a masochist, I guess. Like as someone who does that, yeah, he outright said like, hey, look at that, they're doing something right.
Let me ask you this, Game Master. Suppose you're like, just like, it's hard to do, right? Because he's in such like a crazy position. But like, suppose you're Elon Musk, right? You're the wealthiest guy in the world, and you're at these events. You got like crowds of people in front of you, and you did the, you just got so hyped up, and you're just so absorbed in the moment, and you're gesturing and you're throwing your arms out, and you did this thing, right? And you kind of didn't realize it or whatever at the moment. Do you, and the whole world's like, hey, is this guy a fucking Nazi, right? You know? And like what would you say if you were in that position? Like you've got like the microphone, there's always cameras in your face, you own a social media platform. What would you say if you were just caught up in the moment, but you weren't a Nazi?
Your premise isn't the case, though.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying, like, because I'm trying to, I'm really curious to see like what Game Master thinks someone who's not actually themselves, but someone who just was like mistaken.
Sorry about that.
Like, what would they do, and like, how can we compare that to like what we're seeing?
I mean, I could just apologize online and be done with it. Doesn't matter how people think.
Easy, right? It's fucking easy. Like 2 seconds
that
and it's
would've
over.
been
Like, whoa,
perfect.
I didn't.
Instead of doubling down.
Yeah, right. Like like
And
2
making
seconds and it's
Nazi
over
jokes.
with.
I could just say
you could-
sorry
Yeah.
and be done with it.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Absolutely.
That would have been a wise move, would it not?
Yeah, so now we've got like the not Nazi thing to do, but like guy that just made a mistake, and we can compare that, and it's like it's not what we see.
I doubled down, huh?
Yeah.
He did, yes. You need to be informed about these things, and I've tried to. This is the weirdest thing, because this is not information I haven't already shared with you. Nobody has said anything that I haven't already said to you over the last 6 weeks.
All right, I understand. All right, got it. Understand.
Do you?
Gee. Yes, I do.
I don't believe you.
Trump's a Nazi.
You're
How's
so
that?
dishonest.
Repeatedly.
Trump's a Nazi. Elon's a Nazi.
I think Elon is. I'm not sure if Trump is just like completely.
I think Trump would be whatever gets him power.
Yeah, like, Trump might just be
Sapper.
captured by a completely other interests.
I gotta tell you, Game Master, I don't believe you. I think you're just saying what you think I want to hear to get out of talking about this. I don't believe you.
I'm
You are
willing to
19.
believe that. I'm like if you
What
tell
want
me
me to
if
say?
you-
What
yeah.
more you say
I
then?
have a 16-year-old almost.
I'll
I
take
can
you.
I say
hear
yes. You
the
just
eyes rolling into the back of your head when you say those things.
Here's my thing.
You are
Elsie.
not being honest.
And F.Y. Sapper, whenever you first introduced him and you were kind of ranting about him, I will be real with you, I thought maybe you were exaggerating a little bit, and now I sympathize.
Thank you. I feel like slightly validated, because this has been a frustrating journey alone. Well, not alone. A few people have joined in. Mr. Cowboy, I don't remember the first name, but I know it has a cowboy in there. I know he's been back. Anarchist Cowboy's been back and forth with him. Viclet, bless your heart, and I don't mean that in the sarcastic Southern way. Holy shit, have you been tolerant?
And,
Well,
do
Game
you want to
Master, like I think we might just be like taking something for granted here. Like you admit that he's a Nazi, right? Like, do you repudiate
sure,
that,
he
or
is.
is that like chill? Is that maybe like? Do you think that like maybe that's a path forward for us?
I mean, yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah, sure, it is. It is. Yeah, yeah. There you go.
Do you think it's okay that he's a Nazi?
I don't even know how to
Yes,
respond
okay.
to that.
He's a Nazi.
Well,
No, that's not what I said. Do
What?
you think that it is okay
That's what.
that
He
he is a Nazi?
Do you think that having these people in power is a good...
Because you gotta remember, if you're talking to a fucking Nazi, like when you've got them saying like, yeah, the people I look up to are Nazi, like you don't have them cornered because like they're cool with that. So that's I guess what I'm asking, Game. Like, are you cool with that?
Well, I mean,
Oh,
well,
no.
at the same time, you guys also labeled like 50%. Like I asked you, 50% of the population is also Nazis, but
I labeled them as Nazis.
fine. Yeah, all right.
That's actually not what we're asking right now, though.
One at a
We're
time,
asking-
please. Come on.
The question that was asked of you.
Okay, fine. They are Nazis. Jeez.
No, that's
no,
not the
we're not
question.
asking if you think they're Nazis. We're
Okay,
asking
what
if
is it
you
again?
think that's all right that they're not. Like, is it okay to follow them given that understanding?
No.
Wow.
So do you repudiate, Nazi ideology?
Yes.
Do
I don't know
you
what that
still
means.
support Donald Trump?
Well,
Huh?
I just wanted to just cross that bridge because if we're talking to a Nazi, they're not going to be like, "Yeah, I repudiate it." You know what I mean?
Hold on.
Do you
Like,
still support Donald Trump? Yes or no?
What?
Yes or no?
Do you still support Donald Trump? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Well,
We made
fuck.
progress.
That's progress, guys.
Hallelujah. Praise Heavenly
That's
Father.
progress.
Holy shit.
Okay,
I get it.
This has been a very lively discussion. I'm going to pass it over to everybody else.
All right.
Remember, please, one voice at a time. If you
I-
keep trying to dogpile, just try
I
and
will-
go one down the line.
I will
Honestly,
grab my gavel. I will grab my rubber gavel.
I'll
I-
double try to shut my own
feel-
ass up right now.
I feel like I have burned through as many spoons as I had in the drawer to get this much out of him, because whew. So I am probably calling it a night myself. We are hitting the the 3-hour mark here pretty quick.
Yep.
It's almost 2 a.m. for you guys. It's 2 p.m. for me.
It's 10 to 3 for me. 10 to 3.
I am.
It's
Oh yeah, 1 a.m. here. So, I'll catch you guys later. Have a great night.
Catch you later.
I am going to as well. And honestly, before I leave, I want to say, Game Master, thank you, because this is the most honest I have seen you since we have met in this server. And you deserve genuine accolades for that. I'm not being sarcastic. I appreciate this. I appreciate you actually engaging as honestly as you did. It was like pulling teeth to get some honesty out of you, but we got there, and whew, thank you.
Hopefully this sticks. That's
One
all I
hope.
have to say on
One
that,
hope.
right?
I ain't buying it.
Well, now the mighty beard has to leave, I guess.
Yes, I am 40% beardtanium.
Yeah, we are.
Hell yeah.
We are shutting it down.
Fusion with the left and the right is
I am
really
beardless
happening.
myself.
I'm riding
Just-
on
yeah.
mustache.
I am gray
kerosene
bearded.
alone.
I'll be real
All
with
right,
you,
guys, I
am-
really got to go. Have a good night, eh?
Good
okay,
night,
I'm probably gonna
Allie.
stick
Thanks for
around.
showing up.
Good
I'll be
morning,
real with you, I am
actually.
completely beardless, and I find it hilarious that I shave because I look like I'm fucking like in my teens half the time. It's fucking hilarious.
Before I dip out, I want to just throw a quick fucking self promo, if I may. Please check out Sputter Media on YouTube, which is my TTRPG actual play channel. We have several shows on there, and I'm working on two new shows right now. And Ms. Non Sequitur has joined the cast for one of the new shows that I'm working on. But also check out, I have 2 seasons of Cyber Knights, which is a Cyberpunk Red actual play. And then I have a few D&D projects that got off the ground and didn't quite swing all the way out. But now I'm working on a Madness of the Multiverse, which is a completely all around the multiverse of D&D, so touching on literally every plane that you can think of. And then the new one that Ms. Non Sequitur has joined is Marvel 5e. We will be doing Marvel themed D&D.
All right, I'm jealous, low-key. Like I'm kind of jealous.
I actually do have cast openings. If you are potentially interested, hit me up in DMs. We can discuss. Okay. But these are ongoing developing projects. So
if not that, then watch the show and live vicariously.
yes.
I'll do what I do best: live vicariously through others.
But also, I already have plenty of videos that exist up there, so, views, shares, likes, subscribes, again, that is Sputter
Subscribe
Media.
to General.
SPUTTERMEDIA, Sputter Media. If you see the cartoon camel, you know you're in the right place. That is Sputter the Camel, my mascot.
I'm actually putting up my first videos soon, hopefully, if they get recorded, actually. I've been procrastinating for like a month.
All right. Well, thank you for giving me the self-promo riff.
Hell yeah. I'm actually gonna check out your channel now.
All right,
Your
folks.
self-promo worked.
Thanks for showing up, everybody. Yeah, Satan's, come on, what the hell, man?
That's usually, I work tonight, and I'm usually asleep when everything starts. And,
Yeah, I've been struggling to stay awake for the last hour, so I wish they would just stop talking. Shut up, people. No, I appreciate it, guys. You guys did great tonight. I was working on a lot of technical stuff in the background, trying to get this thing a little more exciting than what it is. But I appreciate the talks and the wisdom that was shared here. Jeff's, I would like to talk more to you about you. I want to hear your story more. Do you have it written down anywhere? Do you have it shared somewhere?
No, actually, I've avoided that kind of public attention, but I'm actually thinking about doing that soon.
All right.
Mm.
I'm asking for a specific reason. I actually work with somebody who was part of the Bird family.
Oh, God's almighty.
Yeah, and I reached out to her and I was curious if I could pick her brain some more because we've talked about it briefly, but I'm fascinated by that whole thing. So maybe
Some testimonials.
yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Well, I mean, for
Yeah, I would
interviews.
be happy to just like, I don't know, maybe at some point you get us all in the same chat.
Sure.
And we just share something like that. I don't know. I'd be happy to share at some point.
All right.
I'm just.
I don't know if she is. I know if she and I have talked about it. I don't know how much she wants to share because she was,
of course,
really deep into it. So.
Oh, I mean, I can feel that.
If you want to prepare a few words for next week, and that's just like where we're starting with the topic next Friday.
Yeah, I'll prepare something for next week. I can do that actually. I'd love to.
Yeah, we don't sound desperate for content at all.
Fantastic.
I mean, only what you're comfortable sharing. But yeah, like me and Sequitur and I, fucking high English teacher here. Sequitur and I were talking earlier, just listening to your story, and I don't want to speak too heavily for her, but I was riveted. I think she was too. It was just so interesting for both of us as former Mormons from the mainstream side.
Yeah.
Hearing it from the FLDS is like, man, I was very isolated from these stories. So
that's the thing I want to point out about the Mormon world is that most Mormon churches seem to be unaware that the others are out there. Like the Mainline and Community of Christ know about each other; they're pretty well acquainted. But like FLDS, we would touch the Mainline church with a 10-foot pole, like that.
And likewise.
So you're saying you were never invited to Nauvoo?
Those things.
Sorry, what?
No, I've been to Nauvoo.
Oh, I have too. But
would you say that like if I went to the LDS guys that are on my campus, they're probably like completely unaware of the FLDS?
They
Depends
know
on
that
where
we
they're
exist.
from.
So they probably know that we exist. They definitely have no idea what we actually believe.
Really?
And how much they know depends on where they're from.
Right.
I grew up on the East Coast, and I knew nothing until
this one
I
guy's from
started
Utah.
spending significant time. Yes,
Where in
until
Utah?
I started
Where
spending
in Utah?
significant time in Utah.
I don't know exactly. I forgot. But he's definitely from. He was going to like Brigham Young, and he like stopped his.
Oh, he knows us. He knows us for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He knows us for sure. If he's been going to Brigham Young University, he knows us for sure.
Yeah, I'm talking to like the like lead missionary guy in my like whatever my university area is right now. I know they switch really often, but yeah, he was explaining to me. He was like, yeah, I was like midway through a degree at Brigham Young, and then like I did this mission, and then I'll go back and finish.
Oh wow.
So that's his situation. So if you're saying he like knows about you guys, then yeah, he's one of those people that knows.
Yeah, pretty much anyone LDS, Idaho, Utah, Arizona, definitely Texas.
Definitely Texas.
Yeah, will know a fair bit about. Yeah.
What I've noticed though is I've actually spoken to some of the mainline LDS in the Texas area, particularly closer to Yearning for Zion, and I've noticed that the ones like the closer you get to Yearning for Zion, the more if you ask about it, they will shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but you can believe I'm about to
Yeah,
go
they
do
were
some research
scared.
and then ask these guys about some FLDS shit the next time I.
Yeah,
you know what I
actually,
mean?
so-
I'm gonna be like,
so
what do
right
you think
now,
about this?
I will prepare some shit of my story for next week.
Yeah, I'll take notes.
If y'all want to come with questions, I'd be
Ooh.
happy to answer them.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna
That
have
would
to
be
pull
sick.
out some of my older books.
I would say we
Because
start up
Read
a
some
we
stuff.
start a
we
forum.
have some wild beliefs. It
Yeah.
gets crazy. Like, we got some racist shit. We got some extraterrestrial shit. You want it? We got it.
Look, I heard. So y'all are definitely like
Order on the court.
fully like
Get your own
spirit-
planet afterwards.
Spirit
Yeah.
and what is it like?
Spirit
I was
movement.
having spirit. No, like y'all like there's like some distinction between like spirit and what is it like your body or your person?
Yes. So, kind of. It depends on how you put it.
Yeah,
We-
that's yeah shit.
we believe that in premortal existence we were, as you would put it, angels, and then that we were sent here to learn, be obedient, and to basically prove
Do
ourselves
angels always
so
exist
that
bef-
holy.
before?
I'll get to that in a second.
Okay,
so that
sorry.
holy men can
Just
eventually.
wait. Hold on to your horses.
I feel
Now-
like I'm watching this fucking South Park episode where they explain Scientology.
I hate that episode. I despise that episode. But now how angels get made, how the spirit children get made, is I cannot stress this enough. Heavenly Father and Heavenly Mother banging a lot. I'm not even joking.
For real, okay.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
I was in a Mormon wedding in Ogden, Utah.
I mean, that's kinda
deepest
sick.
sympathies, my friend. My deepest sympathies.
It was actually it was actually fun.
Wait, hold on a second. Did they let you actually witness the ordinance?
No, it wasn't in the temple. It wasn't the temple.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute. There's no way they did that.
Okay, so here's one thing that is something that happens in the mainstream Mormon church that they don't like to talk about, and some of the practices have been scaled back a little bit, specifically because of SA issues. But in the endowment ceremony, there's a part of it where you basically pair off men and women and recreate Adam and Eve begetting the begetting. Is that something that y'all do?
We have the original endowment ceremony.
Okay. So you have the original endowment ceremony without the removal of things to prevent SA, and you just go straight into it? You just go into it?
We go whole hog.
Okay, you go whole hog. Yeah, okay. Yep, that answered that question.
Bro, I don't even know what the motherfucking kosher endowment ceremony is.
The kosher endowment ceremony, you are in your garments, and there's body pressing against each other, but not actually
but who's doing the body pressing?
The male and female that are
Like
getting
that are
their
gonna get married.
endowments. and
Okay, so not just like everybody.
No, this is when you're going. This isn't even like a wedding.
Alright,
This is
yo,
like
I'm a
when you're
complete
getting your
outsider.
endowments.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
Like, for instance, I went through my endowment when I was 13. We do it young.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. You just got to be 18 in mainstream one.
No, we do it when you're 13.
Fucking A, dude.
Well, what's the not kosher?
And then when
It's
I love how
full on sex. Let's just call it a spade a spade.
yeah.
Fuck.
They're making
and of course-
13-year-olds fuck.
Yeah, it's disgusting. In
Yeah.
retrospect, okay, I'm not. I almost made a terrible joke, so pardon my sins on that one.
If
I'm
it
gonna
weren't
go-
for gallows humor, what humor would we have left?
Yeah.
Well, no, there are certain topics I avoid to joke about.
Oh, of course. No,
That
I
includes
wasn't
sexual assault.
intending to push. Just joke.
But so yes, I had my endowment ceremony when I was 13. It's complicated. I got married shortly before my 15th birthday. That was, in retrospect, ew.
Yes.
That's.
Oh my gosh.
Everything is spoken. Yeah. See, we don't.
Wow.
Cindy, we don't. We. Yeah, that's because the endowment ceremony was changed by the mainline church. The fundamentalists. Part of why we don't like the mainline church is how much they changed. For instance, the mainline church got rid of plural marriage, got rid of the Adam God doctrine, got rid of the priesthood ban, all of which are things we keep. We have the Adam God doctrine. We have the priesthood ban. We have the temple ban, actually. We have plural marriage, as mentioned. I'll admit, I only had one wife. Very glad I was not engaged in plural marriage. Made it easier. When
Is
I got
that
exiled.
girl still? Is she still in the church and stuff?
As far as I know, she's still in the church.
I was gonna ask you, what was that like for you to
Leave that behind.
yeah, because I was curious at one point where like, did y'all ever look at each other and you're like, y'all are both on the same page, like, yo, what the fuck? But it sounds like if she's still in the church, like you had to come to some point where you
She practically worshipped Uncle Warren.
Yeah.
Scotty,
It's harder for girls.
And so, what was it like to have to like
Satan spoke
distance
to
yourself
us.
from that?
Order in the
and be
court.
like,
Order in the court.
yo,
The dude who said Satan spoke to us all, he came back with a, yeah.
Oh, good.
I didn't say anything.
No.
I must have
No, you just rang his doorbell, apparently.
Right.
You rang the doorbell and brought this motherfucker.
I must have missed completely.
No, he's down in the audience. He's left.
I'm going to have. I work to be very, very honest. I'm very committed to honesty, but I'm going to have a moment of something that I typically don't admit, but I'm going to this right now to give you an idea of how bad FLDS was. So you already know that I mentioned the placement marriage, I mentioned the child marriage. What's interesting to note is how common you were placed with someone you were related to. For instance, my wife was also my sister, which is gross to think about in retrospect. Like, that's actually part of what like got me thinking. I was like, is this okay? And I was like, this doesn't feel right. And
Are you
So sorry for my earlier joke.
it's perfectly fine, dude.
Scott, are you bringing him? Because I might stay awake if you are.
Please say yes. Please say yes.
Oh my god, I just want to go to bed.
It's up to you. No. If you want to call it, don't fucking bring it. Oh, that okay. Don't complain. You did the thing.
Welcome to the
Thunderdome. There's the general chat up there. If everybody wanted to move to that, I mean.
I absolutely want to make sure that Wesley's aware that we are streaming this, and this will be recorded for posterity. So, still want to stick around, Wesley?
Just 100% want to say
as bad as I hear.
I appreciate
Hold
you
on.
just chat, like being like vulnerable, talking to us, and like sharing it. Like, I
I'll
hope
be-
we didn't cross
I
any
am
lines
looking
with any
forward to it.
questions or anything.
I have come to terms with a lot of what happened, and I'm very much so open about my past. I don't like most of it, but I'm not gonna shed any tears over it. You know?
Sure.
I
Past
think
is
a lot of what you said to Game Master,
Yeah.
he's very insincere, but some of that seemed to hit.
I hope so, because if he can, that's my thought. That's my thought about whenever people are trying to say that, oh, he's not that bad. He's not that bad. I'm like, dude, the pedophile sexual assault cult I grew up in, so that this man is horrendous.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's gotta hold some weight, dude. That's gotta hold some weight.
I am still unconvinced that he was being sincere in his
Oh, he absolutely was not.
Where did Wesley go?
Sorry.
Oh, after Scotty said we're recording, he dipped.
He dipped.
And also, I don't know. That's a new account that was just created.
Yep. But I mean, he's back. It is a new account that's just created, but I recognize the rhetoric that he typed out in the,
sure.
in the
it could be somebody just cosplaying as him too. So we'll know the minute he starts to talk. So if he dares to talk, so let's see what he has to say.
I must. Oh God, Jesus gave you all a dream and told you to tell it. No, Jesus gave me no such dreams. My guy, what the fuck? Satan entered your minds on March 31st.
Oh yeah, if you look at our YouTube channel, he joined a couple times. He's batshit insane.
I mean, I had a cheat.
Wesley, it looks like you're on the stage. You don't have to type. You can talk to us.
Welcome.
All right, let him. Yeah, you have the floor, Wesley. Speak your mind.
Court is in session.
Could be fun.
We're waiting, Wesley.
Hi, I don't know if you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, I can't get my computer camera to show my face. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right.
Yeah, listen, 13 days ago, real bread from Jesus was given to every one of you.
No, what? No.
I didn't hear it.
No,
are you talking about the transition of power?
Real bread, food. You know, like a loaf of bread, like a bun of bread.
Literally.
I had sushi 12 days ago.
Well, I know Jesus said there would be people like
Sushi?
rebels, reprobate.
I'm a
I
devil
reprobate.
eating sushi?
Oh God, I
hear
like.
what I said. Rebel. R-E-B.
Oh, I'm a rebel for eating sushi. Okay.
No.
Wow.
I
Can you,
probably ate
hey,
bread 13
Wesley,
days ago.
Wesley,
I
can
eat
you
bread every day.
Order.
Come on.
Then you say I say things that I never spoke. So, you know.
I am only
would you just
interested
speak
in
would you just speak in clear terms and like stop using metaphors and stuff and like what the fuck do you mean by we got bread 13 days ago? What happened 13 days? Give me like, can you explain what you're trying to say here and don't try to like wax poetic with us. Just tell us what you mean.
Prove to me it didn't happen.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You cannot prove a negative.
Prove to me that I don't have an invisible unicorn.
Wesley,
right next to
that's
me.
exactly my criticism. What do you mean that we were given bread 13 days ago? What am I supposed to prove didn't happen?
Look,
that's an incredibly unclear claim. What are you trying to tell us?
You are going to be offered some money soon.
Oh God!
There it
I
is.
get offered money a lot. That's
The
not a big deal.
$32,000. Here it comes. Go ahead, Wesley.
Get it? You have to be handheld, branded with a barcode, the Omni bar.
I still want to
Asking
talk
for
about
additional
the
claims.
bread.
I just want to know like about the first claim first, and then we'll like if you have other stuff too that follows
Yeah,
from
let's
that.
focus on the bread.
You'll find. You will.
No, bread. Talked about the bread. How did the bread get to us?
I am going to.
Satan, I love you for that.
No, I don't want you to going to. I want you to do it now.
Look, I'm not getting on your
No.
rate.
Excuse me.
We're asking you to.
Wesley,
stick
would
with
you
the
just
first topic.
like just be clear with us what happened? What happened? Where like what did we do that got bread for us 13 days ago? What was that?
You're going to be branded with a barcode and starved to death while I'm eating real bread.
Awesome. When does this happen,
No.
Wesley?
This is all sounding very familiar to me. I feel like I've heard this before.
When is when is it going to happen,
Sounds like
Wesley?
every doomsday cult
Orson
ever.
Scott Card, right?
He's wasting time for sure.
Also, Satan, respect my guy, respect.
I got to tell you what this is just really quick. This is 4-bit binary code 666.
Nice.
Dig it.
There you go. It's already
Also, we got
happened.
the Sigil of
You
Lucifer on
are
this
indeed a prophet, Mr. Wesley.
Enjoy your Darth Kermit kitty show.
What
Cool.
the hell are you on?
So, Wesley, can I get a time frame?
Dude, order in the court, order in the court.
Hey.
I've been pretty high before, but I ain't been that high before.
I can't.
Wesley, give us the time frame.
By time frame, I'm not sure what you mean.
When is this going to happen?
When is this going to happen?
There will be a catastrophe in the city of Chicago. It will happen soon after that.
What?
When?
Tomorrow, next week, 30 days, what?
It's a surprise for you.
Do you know when?
All right.
Right.
Hey, Wesley, no, hang on. Wesley, do you know what's going to happen?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Oh.
Awesome. Come back when you figure it out.
He said he does
I knew
know
that
when.
was coming.
I know.
I knew that.
But then
was
it's
Oh.
secret. It's a surprise for us.
Oh my
That's
God.
the thing. That's the thing. Did he leave again?
No, he was
No,
removed,
Scotty kicked him.
and he
Okay, that's good.
he can come back as soon as Chicago, as soon as the marshmallow attack happens in Chicago or wherever it is.
This man's gotta be smoking something.
So yeah, we have video of him joining me forward, and he's unhinged, but he's got a reason behind it. I wish Phantom was here because Phantom knows this guy. He had a stroke. He's absolutely he's absolutely impaired. He's definitely skewed, but he's also a musical fucking genius. He's got a website. He's got a YouTube channel. He's with thousands of viewers because he literally used to be like a music producer for SNL and Second City TV.
Wait, is this the long-haired guy that was in here a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, that was him.
No shit.
But it was a different.
I never met that guy, but I
It was
heard that.
it was a different account that he was on this time, but it definitely was his voice. I just wanted to hear his voice to make sure it really was him. It was absolutely him.
That was him. There's no, I don't think anybody could copycat this dude.
But it was just weird that, I mean, obviously he created another account because I didn't ban the other account.
I just wanted to know if he thinks he's a prophet, and that's why
he's doing all right.
Oh no, you've got to read all this shit because he absolutely does believe that he's some kind of a
prophet. I watched one of his videos. He does proclaim himself to be a prophet in one of his videos.
Yeah,
so yes.
Does he tell how he got to be one? Because that seems like a pretty cool deal.
He does. I couldn't really watch the whole thing.
Yeah, it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch.
I want to throw something out there real quick. His thing about the barcode or whatever and being starred, that's not original. Like, be original, dude. Like, I heard this growing up. All right, my father preached this, my uncle preached this, my fucking brother
He's got an exact dollar amount, like $32,338 or whatever it is. He's got an exact dollar amount that he repeats over and over again that we will receive, but we can't give it. We won't be able to use it for anything else, and it's just bizarre. But he's got a.
Also,
he's got a stick,
dude. As someone, I'll be real with you.
Did you delete what he wrote, or did he delete it?
Ah, shit! I banned him and it didn't, and I meant to grab all that. But you know what? It's gonna be on the it's gonna be on the stream. So.
Well, he did that in the welcome screen though. Did he? Did he do it in the chat?
No, he did. He did in the chat, and I was actually looking at it. So.
My spoons have just run out. And so I am going to say goodnight.
Yeah, I feel like that was the end of our Steam.
That's a way to definitely way to position.
I could go for
that was a good way to end, right? Like, Jesus, mother effing Christ, on a cracker. This is why Jesus changed his middle name to fucking.
I'll move general then if we're gonna be done here. Cause I'm probably not gonna get off for a while. Cause I'm.
I could probably dip in there with you for a second.
I mean, if you want, sure. I'm just kind of raccooning over here right now. Just kind of like.
All right, so let's try this again before any other weirdos show up.
Wait! You're raccooning. Does that mean you're like looking for trash? Are we the trash?
Oh, no, that would be Game Master and whatever the fuck his face was. I'll be real with you. I was like restraining myself over here because, oh my god, the insults I wanted to let fly at some points. Particularly after Game Master fucking condescended me about my Mormon background.
Sorry, that wasn't you. He didn't know you. That wasn't me.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh god.
He hadn't heard your story, any of that. I have told him I'm a former Mormon. That was directed at me. He was taking a shot at me when he said, well, you're a former Mormon. It makes sense why you think that way. Directly when I was...
Oh. Well,
yeah.
I was confused right after I said something.
Or trying to say that explains why I was stupid or something. Like he was trying to... like it was right after he made some kind of like getting something through my thick head comment.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
See, he had said it right after I mentioned something related to Mormonism, so I assumed he was talking to me.
Fair.
Yeah, That tracks. Oh my
Yeah,
god. I'm so pissed.
yeah.
I'm so pissed. I hold on to. I'll be real with you. My
But I
fatal flaw,
genuinely,
I hold a grudge like no other. That's my fatal flaw. So like.
I genuinely want to hear you go into general and hear you say all the things you didn't want to say live on the air.
No, here's the thing. My concern isn't speaking live on air. I will insult someone in public any day of the week. My problem was we were trying to have a conversation with him and trying to get something through to him, and insults would not have helped that situation.
That's why I was trying to restrain as much as I could as well.
As someone who does debates and public speaking as like my cup of tea, my bread and butter, I learned very quickly that if you start being at all a jackass, they're not gonna take you seriously. That was you restraining.
Compared to last week, yes, it was me restrained. Oh my god, I know I came in hot with the Falcon and Winter Soldier thing.
But also, like, to be real with you, to be fully real with you, to reiterate something a non sequitur said, about her 16-year-old and that kind of stuff. My roommate as a 13-year-old, and I swear every time he was like, yeah, I guess, I swear to you, I could hear his eye fucking rotating like the globe going around the sun or some shit. His eyes fucking orbited his skull, I swear. That's how hard he rolled his eyes, and I could fucking hear it. Like, I mean, like, I know he probably doesn't have much of a skull up there at all, but like, dear God, my guy, at least try to lie better. Like, if you're gonna be a jackass, put some back into it, alright? Like, actually work at it, my guy. Don't just bullshit me blatantly to my face. Like, that's just, I see why he has that role, dishonest interlocutor, though I feel like calling him interlocutor, giving him such fancy language is a little too kind to him. Also, he might not be able to read it, to be fair with you, so there's that too. Oh my god, someone cared more about being perceived as a racist than me.
That was the argument last week. I was trying to fill in that blank. But I think we should be all very, very nice to Scotty and let him have a break.
3 hours, 46 minutes. I hate you all.
Shut this thing down for the night. Yeah.
General out.
No, I appreciate it. It was good. It was good. I liked all the talks we had. I think we made some progress. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for showing up. Thanks for everything you do. I appreciate you all. I appreciate most of you.
See, he says that, but at the end of the day, I'm the only one that'll play with games with him. So
that's true.
All right, I'll have a general. Have a great night.
Good night, guys.